It's time to remember that. Do you remember? With Kyle Sandel.
Presented by Matt Larson, Farm Bureau Agent, located downtown Midland. Look, Ben and I on the show have gone back and forth on this Alex Anzalone versus Detroit Lions situation. I'm going to kind of give my final take on it because my opinion has honestly shifted a little bit. I understand both sides, and I think that is a clear thing to recognize, right? The Lions just can't really afford to give Anzalone a long-term deal with all of the young guys that they still have to pay that are clearly more a part of their future than an aging Alex Anzalone is. And I understand Alex Anzalone's side of things, right? He is one of the better linebackers in the NFL, and he's paid not even a top 20 linebacker in the league. He just wants to be represented in that same group as the top 10 guys in the NFL. I think that's totally fair. Here's where I start to almost side with Anzalone more. Obviously, as a Lions fan, you just want whatever's best for the Lions to happen. But just putting yourself in Anzalone's perspective, Detroit has paid every single one of their guys that make an impact. The long-term contracts. You go all the way back to Sewell, Goff, Amon-Ra. Obviously, he's not in that category, but they pay Kirby Joseph. They pay Aleem McNeil. They pay Taylor Decker. They've paid all of their guys, and Alex Anzalone is the first that Holmes and company can't give a long-term extension to. I get why the Lions can't do it, but I'm honestly starting to understand Anzalone's perspective more, and we're going to see if this is going to result in a traditional holdout. Hopefully not. Remember that. Presented by Matt Larson, Farm Bureau Agent, located downtown Midland.
At Tommy's Express, you can get your car clean, shiny and dry in just minutes. Our state-of-the-art eco-friendly wash delivers a spotless finish every time. With the Tommy Club app, enjoy unlimited washes or paper wash. Skip the line with license plate recognition and manage everything right from your phone. Fast, clean, and simple. Visit Tommy's Express today and see the difference. Text CLEAN CAR to 86697 for a free works wash.
Offer valid for new guests only. By participating, you consent to receive promotional information text from Tommy's Express. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies.
The doctors at Midland Eye Care want you to know a comprehensive eye exam is the only way to protect and detect vision-related disease. It goes beyond improved vision from glasses or contact lenses. Many common eye diseases such as glaucoma, diabetic eye disease, and age-related macular degeneration often have no warning signs. A dilated eye exam is the only way to detect these diseases in their early stages. This message brought to you by Midland Eye Care, your vision source on Eastman Road in Midland, on Cedar and Gladwin, and now on East Washington in Freeland.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that.
Hello, and welcome into the Ben Bosscher Show. Good morning, happy Thursday to everybody out there. We are almost to the weekend. Yahoo! And typically that's what we're saying, but right now the Tigers are in such a bad losing streak that it feels like the sky is falling. I don't want to make it seem like that, but you know, I think that's kind of where Tigers fans are right now. Here in the second half, the Tigers have lost, well, they've lost 5 of their first 6 games, and now they've got the number 1 team in the American League coming to town. Yeah, that's right. It is no longer the Detroit Tigers. The Toronto Blue Jays now occupy that number 1 seed in the American League, and we've got a 4-game series Thursday through Sunday in Comerica Park, MLB Network tonight at 6:40. Should be a good one. Look, I don't want to just keep repeating the same thing every open as long as this losing streak continues, that the sky is falling, hit the panic button, they need to make trades at the deadline. We all are aware of these things. So what I want to do today is specify a little bit more, dive into the depths of it a little bit more. What is this team's biggest issue right now? What is your biggest worry with this Detroit Tigers team? Because I was thinking of this, and I had a realization last night and was able to sleep on it, come to work today, and there's one thing that does concern me, and I want to get to that in just a second, but let's do a little bit of housekeeping first. We've got some training camp award odds for the Detroit Lions coming up. That should be fun to lead the 10 o'clock hour. There's one Detroit Tiger that I just want to put on everyone's radar. Might not be a Tiger in the near future. And the Lions took another step of precaution in preparation for not having Alex Anzalone. Both what was said in a press conference this morning and what was a visit from a player last night. So all that stuff coming up and more. We've got an Around the League. You guys know our two traditions to close every single show. But let's backtrack here for a second. Ben Bosscher here. Kyle Sandel behind the glass producing as always today. Look, there is one worry I have with this Detroit Tigers team. And look, we said it's not just the losses, it's how they were losing. That second game against Pittsburgh was one of the more embarrassing losses, and then you come out yesterday, and you don't necessarily expect Troy Melton, their 10th overall prospect, making his MLB debut, to have this stellar outing, but you certainly expect the Tigers to put up more than one run, and they weren't able to do that, and they lost 6-1 and got swept by the Pirates, who went into that series ranking 30th in runs scored, 30th, and then they put up 3 runs in Game 1, 8 runs in Game 2, 6 runs in Game 3, got swept by one of the worst teams in baseball and one of the worst run organizations in all of sports. It's not a good look, but I think the fact that it's happening right before the deadline is kind of freaking Tigers fans out, but also putting a little bit of pressure on Scott Harris, and I think he's recognizing this, and maybe it'll ultimately be a good thing because he'll be a little bit more aggressive. That is at least the hope at the deadline, because the way I'm looking at it is Tarek Skubal's here for a year and a half. That's the guarantee. Obviously, we all want him to be here long term, but the guarantee is he's here for another year and a half, the rest of this year, next year. Be ultra aggressive at the deadline. If you got to give up some guys that you didn't necessarily think you had to give up a couple of weeks ago to go land a guy like Gino Suarez or Keller or any of these pitchers, you got to do what you got to do here. With that being said, very imperfect team. We're all aware of that. But what is the biggest issue that is holding this team back here to open up the second half, where they are 1-5 to open up this half of the season? Part of me worries that this offense that we saw just kind of rake in the first half of the season and for the last 50 games last year maybe isn't the same offense that we're necessarily going to get going further. Just in 2025, this team ranked 15th in walks, 14th in on-base percentage, 18th in average, 10th in home runs, and 7th in slugging. And all those numbers are even better if you just sort pre-All-Star break. So this team actually has brought a lot of power to the table, which wasn't the case last year. They ranked 25th in home runs and 22nd in slugging. You expect them to take a little bit of a jump with how young this team is. Riley Green has gotten better every year of his career. Spencer Torkelson finally seems like he's on a correct career path, right? A trajectory. But what was it about this team that led them to have that significant of a jump for the first chunk of this season? You could argue the addition of Gleyber Torres, but he has been more of a batting for average guy than this power guy who's launching home runs on a nightly basis. There's a different guy in the lineup, though. There's actually two that I look at and think, okay, what they put up in the first half, is this sustainable? Because it was pretty shocking. Remember the first 2 months of the season when all we could talk about was, what's the biggest surprise of this team? Is it Casey Mize bounce back? Is it Spencer Torkelson revitalizing his entire career? I think at this point in the season, here on July 24th, the biggest surprise of the season is Zach McKinstry being an all-star and contributing in a way that no other player on the team is really doing. You look at the position versatility, he's lined up basically everywhere in the outfield. From an offensive standpoint, he has an 803 OPS in 2025. But Kyle, I want to bring you in here. Do you want to guess Zach McKinstry's OPS career high prior to 2025? What do you think the best OPS he ever had was prior to this season?
I bet he snuck above 700 maybe once, and I think that's generous. Maybe 702. That'll be my guess.
You'd be wrong. 668 is his career high OPS, and the scary thing about that is I don't even know if he was qualified that season. He only played 60 games and had 158 at bats, so he definitely was not qualified. In terms of the seasons that that was 2021 with the Dodgers. In terms of the seasons he was qualified, 2023, 653 OPS. 2024 last season, 614 OPS. And then this just monster jump to 803. This gargantuan leap that is basically unheard of in this league. And I'm starting to wonder whether or not this is sustainable. We got all this production from Zach McKinstry. I mean, he's already at 8 home runs this year. His career high is 9 for a season. At age 30, what is more likely? That Zach McKinstry is continuing to get better. This is now the new normal for him. Or at age 30, is he just happened to have the best 3-4 months of his career, and then we're going to regress back to the mean a little bit. We're looking right now at a 274 batting average, in 803 OPS, like I already said. Can we realistically, and I know we got to be sensitive here, fire up Chips, like we all love this guy, played for the Loons, really awesome story to follow if you're a baseball fan in the state of Michigan, from going to CMU and then getting drafted by the Dodgers and playing here in Great Lakes and now back with the Tigers. He's played a lot of baseball here, and I get it. This story has been fantastic. The fact that he's an all-star was phenomenal. But those two stats, the 274 average, the 803 OPS, and you take a look at his career numbers, what are the odds he finishes this season with a batting average and OPS higher than what it is right now? It feels unlikely. And I'm starting to wonder if he's not going to contribute in the same way he did in the first half, a.k.a. the best 4-month stretch of his entire career. I look at that, and I look at a similar situation with Javi Baez, who's now healthy for the first time, like truly healthy for the first time as a Detroit Tiger, which I do think plays into consideration. But with Javi, 274 average, having the best season he's had as a Tiger, what's more likely? That number goes up or that number goes down by the time the playoffs roll around? I ask the people, I ask you, Kyle, what is your biggest worry with this team? For me, it's not the wins and losses right now. I think they're going to bounce back, although 8-game lead over Cleveland right now in the AL Central, that's starting to get a little worrisome. No longer have first place in the American League, definitely worrisome. This team isn't the world beaters we thought they were. And I'm asking myself why. Maybe it's because that 4-month stretch, that 3.5-month stretch of Zach McKinstry, the 3.5-month stretch of Javi Baez, just simply isn't sustainable anymore. And you can throw that Wenzel Perez first month of the season into this too. Everyone on this Tigers team is having a career year. And with how many young guys on the team are on the team, you do expect some of the guys to have a career high. Like Colt Keith, second year, improved. Parker Meadows, second year, improved, but also regressed from what his second half of his first season was last year. Gleyber Torres having the best season he's had since 2019. You expect Riley to be having the best year of his career. You expect Torkelson to be having the best year of his career. But it's these random guys that have been in the league for a handful of years now, like McKinstry, like Javi, who I wonder if who we saw in the first 3 months and 4 months, it's just not who they actually are. Maybe I'm being a little bit too negative right here, Kyle. But at the same time, I'm just trying to put my finger on why this team is falling apart right now. Maybe it's because they overperformed in the first half from an offensive standpoint. That's not my answer for the pitching, because the bullpen has been bad and the starting pitching is getting worse, and that has become apparent. But just from an offensive standpoint, maybe what we got in the first half I know you can go back the last 50 games of last year too, but maybe this whole Zach McKinstry story and this Javier Baez story is more of a story than it is reality.
Right. And I think we all saw this coming, though, right, from an offensive perspective with these guys. I mean, at one point this season, the Tigers had 5 batters with an 800 or better OPS, and Kerry Carpenter wasn't one of them. Mm-hmm. That was a guy who you would expect to be in that group because he was a nearly 900 OPS guy last year. So I think that the offense regressing from how they started the season was expected with all the career years they were having. It's the culmination of that with both Casey Mize, Jack Flaherty not falling apart, but not having the best of starts lately. Tommy Kahnle for sure falling apart. The rest of the bats just not coming to play, even though those guys that have been playing at a higher level this season also aren't. I think it's everything kind of caving in at once for the Tigers, but the biggest spotlight that you put it on, obviously, being the offense, it makes a ton of sense. At some point, you knew that things were going to slow down for the guys that are having years that just straight up we didn't expect to happen from several of those guys.
Expected batting average for Zach McKinstry, 263.
I mean, you'll take that, though.
You will take that. I'm just putting it out there. Like Baseball Savant says, he's gotten kind of lucky this season. The same way everyone for so long, Spencer Torkelson, so unlucky. Well, maybe he was right at some point. 989-837-6125. What is your biggest worry about this Detroit Tigers team? I want to get specific here. What's your biggest worry with this team that has lost 5 of their first 6 games in the second half of the season, and now 9 of their last 10 games dating back to before the All-Star break? It's been a tough stretch. Ugly stretch, to say the least. But if it makes you feel better, Dodgers also having somewhat of an ugly stretch right now. This happens in baseball. Doesn't mean they're a bad team. Just means they're not flawless. 989-837-6125. We'll get to some texts when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show, live on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
At Sandy Ridge, our completely renovated clubhouse is ready for you. With a brand new full kitchen, a spacious deck, and plenty of room for any event, it's the perfect spot for weddings, parties, or any special gathering. And that's not all. Our whole 16 green has been redesigned and is better than ever. Plus, our greens are the truest around, on par with the top courses, but at a price that fits your budget. Come visit us today at Sandy Ridge and see why we're the perfect choice for your next event.
Hi, this is Jim Mahoney with Link Technologies. If you are a business or a nonprofit organization wondering how to navigate today's technologies landscape, let Link Technologies' talented staff work with you to develop a technology plan custom to your specific needs. We bring 27 years of experience helping businesses and nonprofit organizations just like yours achieve their technology goals. Contact us today and see how the right balance between cloud and on-premise resources can best work for you.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace Hardware and Sports in downtown Midland has some extra savings for rewards members this month. Let's clean up that yard. Save $3 instantly on select Roundup and Ortho weed killers. Save $10 on 64-ounce spruce, weed, and grass killer. You know what season it is? Grilling season. Free assembly and delivery on grills, $399 and up from brands like Weber and Traeger. Need that deck touched up? Do it and save $10 instantly on a gallon of Cabot exterior stain.
We can't see tomorrow, but we can hear it. And it sounds like peace of mind, knowing our lakes will be better protected by placing Line 5 in the Great Lakes Tunnel. And that we've added extra safety measures while we work to build it. Because we're committed to keeping the Great Lakes safe for generations to come. Tomorrow is on. Visit enbridge.com/line5 for more information. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Get ready, Michigan. Field of Frames Fest presented by Dow is taking over Dow Diamond September 26th through 28th. It's the ultimate celebration of gaming, esports, and community, bringing together fans, families, players, and industry pros for a 3-day festival like no other. Watch elite teams battle in high-stakes competition, the Valorant Collegiate Invitational and Rocket League Semi-Pro Showdown, each with $10,000 prize pools, a $5,000 Super Smash Bros. Open Tournament, and a 17U Fortnite Youth Tournament with $1,000 up for grabs. There's live music, entertainment, and activities for all ages, plus educational panels and hands-on workshops for those interested in tech, business, and gaming industries. Tickets start at just $25, and kids 10 and under get in free. Don't miss your chance to be part of a landmark event. Visit fieldofframesfest.com to grab your tickets today. Field of Frames. Experience the element of gaming.
Scrolling? Make it count. Want local sports content that actually matters?
Yeah.
100.9 The Mitt is loaded with local highlights, viral plays, breaking sports news, and takes you can't get enough of.
It's hot!
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today. and you'll never be out of the loop on the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan, Michigan State, and even the biggest stories in high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
989-837-6125. We'll get to some text messages in just a moment here, but just to put it into perspective, what's the panic meter at right now? I don't want to do that as like a full-on topic. I don't. If you want to text it in, go feel free to do it. I more so want to know from everyone, what is your single specific biggest worry with this team? But my panic meter right now, I think, is at like a 7.9. It's getting up there, Kyle. They have already lost that 1 seed in the American League.
Weren't we at like a 5 or 6 yesterday?
Yeah, and now they've lost 5 of their last 6, 9 of their last 10. This is about as ugly as it gets. I feel like with the trade deadline now a week away, I'm up there with a 7.9 because not only do they have a bullpen problem now, I think they have a starting pitching problem now, and they tried to resolve that yesterday by bringing up a guy who's never pitched before. That went terribly, gave up a grand slam. And then they're also struggling offensively. All 3 phases of baseball, it feels like, other than defensively, although they've had those issues over this 10-game losing streak as well. That's less of a long-term worry, though. It feels like there's just issues everywhere right now. It's up there to a 7.9, and luckily the deadline's a little bit away.
Right.
It's short time away, but I don't know. It's up there for me.
That's where I kind of lower my panic meter a little bit because the trade deadline is coming. And I know some Tigers fans aren't confident that they're going to make any crazy moves to drastically improve the team. So, sure, I could understand that would keep your panic meter high. I would say I'm still below a 7. I'm probably like a 6.5, a 6.7, something like that. So, for me, I'm not incredibly worried just because of what they could do at the trade deadline, right? Now, for the biggest worry for the team, that's a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, I put it out there as my biggest worry is guys like Zach McKinstry, guys like Javi Baez, first half of the season, just kind of unsustainable. They're going to regress back to what is normal for them.
But is that the end-all, be-all for this Tigers team? Like, if those 2 guys, and you can throw Wenzel Perez in there, if those guys do regress to the mean, as you say, does that mean the Tigers are not a World Series team? They're not a capable of winning the American League Central? Like,
No. They're still capable, but they're not. Again, they're not the world beaters that we saw for the first half of the season.
True.
In their last 40 games now, I think they're 18-22. This is, I think, closer to. I don't want to say closer to a 500 team than they actually are. At 18 games over right now, but it feels like it's somewhere in the middle. I don't think they're going to get this 1 seed anymore. That feels unlikely right now, unless they really
there's a big
overhaul
opportunity
at
this weekend,
deadline.
though. I mean, this is a big – like, this is why I keep bringing up this series. Yeah, you're playing Pittsburgh, you get swept. That totally sucks, for sure. But this is the series you have the chance to make it up. You take 3 of 4 with Toronto, the hottest team in the American League.
Well, the Astros play the Athletics, so they might just kind of cruise control through this.
Well, who cares? You can't control that. I'm just saying if the Tigers can show some life in this series – your panic meter completely shifts, right?
Correct. What's your biggest worry with this Detroit Tigers team before we get to some text?
Well, for me, as far as the biggest worry on like why they've been losing and a big concern of mine is their inability to get off to good starts in games. Like, this has been a Tigers team that this season, when they score early, they just don't blow leads. I know we've had this concern about the bullpen this season, but they're 42-10 when scoring first this season. Like, they get out to a quick start, and then they're able to hold on to it the rest of the game. So far in this stretch, you know how many innings since that series started with the Mariners? 81 innings, 9 games. How many of those innings do you think they have had the lead in?
Ooh. 4? 5?
Okay, that's a little low.
Okay.
13.
It's not
7
good.
of those coming from the Scuba start game, by the way. So half of them coming from just 1 game. 13 of 81 innings they've led during this stretch. Like, a top 10 batting average and OPS when leading this season. And in this stretch, they've been bottom 10 in batting average and OPS.
And not to your point, not only do they not blow these leads, but it does feel like if they score in the first inning, it's going to come by like at a handful. They're not just scoring 1. All of a sudden, by the 3rd inning, it's 5-6-0. You know what I mean?
Right. And this hasn't been like
open.
This is a different Tigers team in a couple ways from last year. One of them being they just haven't been the gritty Tigers big comeback win team.
They haven't needed to be.
Exactly.
They've gotten out to early leads. The floodgates have opened up, and the pitching staff for the most part, shut everyone down at the beginning of the year. Casey Mize has regressed. Jack Flaherty has regressed. We'll see what happens with Reese Olson on the mound today.
And obviously, it's easy to just be like, well, if you get off to an early lead, you're probably going to win. Like, I understand how that sounds.
They played with a swagger when they got up.
And they've consistently done that this year, and this is the first stretch we've seen where they just get down early, and they've been getting down early, 4-5 to nothing, and they're just incapable of coming back. It's been frustrating.
989-837-6125. Jay says that the eyes are a powerful sense, and the eye test is a powerful tool. The eyes have told me that this is imploding, lifeless, and no-fight Tigers, and they're not getting any better. They are about to be swept, or they have been swept, and embarrassed at home to an even better team, the Blue Jays. That's what I think he thinks is going to happen. The Guardians are creeping fast. Remember that, Ben. Wow.
Yeah, remember that.
The Guardians are hot right now. Which is concerning. You said a couple days ago you're not concerned at all about this Guardians team coming back. I'm starting to think like, okay, the Tigers, they had this incredible 0.2% chance to make the playoffs and end up racing back. Look, I don't want to put dark thoughts in anyone's head, but I don't think it's just out of the realm of possibility. Cleveland's hot. It's only 8 games. It's just something to monitor right now. It's not something you can just put in the chest and be like, I'm not thinking about this. You're right. Another one, Darren says, morning, Ben and Kyle, don't look now, but the Tigers are pathetic. Oh, we know. Don't look now, but Cleveland is coming fast, and it's looking like Twins deja vu. The fact that Hinch uses these weak post-game speeches is weak. The Tigers will lose the division, and in a few weeks.
I'm so surprised how many people have this mindset, man. That they're going to blow an 8-game division lead.
They've lost 9 of their last 10 games. They had a 13.
What, so they're just going to lose 9 of 10 every 10-game stretch the rest of the way?
No, I don't think that's what anyone's saying, Kyle. But this has been one of the uglier stretches. It's not just that they're losing games, though. It'd be one thing if they were losing these close games. They can't score runs right now. They can't stop the bleeding from their pitching staff. Right, their starters are nonsensical outside of Tarek Skubal, it feels like. And then their bullpen comes in and doesn't do anything besides give up runs right now.
Right.
There is reason to be worried.
I understand
because they're playing horrible baseball. It's not just wins and losses.
Writing them in to blow the division like last year happened on the opposite way, I think is kind of crazy at this point.
I'm with you, though, on Hinch, Darren. I really wish Hinch would light into his guys a little bit more. 989-837-6125. We'll get to some more Mitt messages in a little bit. Let's hit the news, though.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
All right, Kyle.
Catching me off guard there. All right.
Sorry.
It's time for the news. I've got some good news for you today.
Tell me.
Just kidding. It's all bad news.
Okay.
Tigers game 1 with the Blue Jays. We've been teasing it. That game 1 is tonight. A 4-game series. 6:40 first pitch in Detroit. Reese Olson versus the lefty Eric Lauer. Reese Olson's been pretty good, right? He's been kind of one of the few guys that has contributed in a positive way during this ugly stretch for Detroit.
Yeah, hopefully he can, right the ship for the Tigers, and hopefully they can give him some run support tonight. That would be useful for this team. But yeah, he hasn't had a decision here since May 11th. As crazy as that sounds,
yeah,
I know he missed some time, but. Yeah, 1.88 ERA in July, so he's actually been pretty solid.
Yeah, I agree, especially since coming back from injury. I figure right now we can do a standings update. We're kind of on standings watch right now a little bit with the other teams at the top of the American League. As you mentioned, the Tigers no longer the best record in the American League. Not one of the best 2 records either. Blue Jays and Astros tied at 60-42 with the Tigers at 60-43. As you mentioned, Cleveland 4-game winning streak. They won 8 of 10. They're 51-50. First time back above 500 since all the way back in May. And that's the current top of the American League. All right, moving on. The Rockies yesterday snapped a 220-game streak of having a shutout, shutting out another team. They win 6-0 over the Cardinals. 220 games, Ben. When do you think that game was?
When? What do you?
The last shutout.
2 seasons ago?
Yeah, give me a date prediction.
Let's go April. No, that wouldn't make sense.
You're not too far off.
May 2023?
You were on the right track. May 2024.
Oh.
May 15th of 24. That's a long time without shutting out a team. Pretty
Yes,
crazy.
yes, but even if the Rockies were a good team, isn't it pretty hard to shut someone out in Coors Field, the arcade ballpark?
You also just
the worst
play
ballpark?
on the road half the games.
I know. I'm just saying, odds are a little bit stacked against them. But yes, they are a disgrace to the
Right.
sport of baseball, and they play in a stadium in a city that, quite frankly, should not have baseball.
Ooh, tough look, man. Still going at him.
It's a
Shohei Ohtani.
stupid game. It's not baseball. I don't know. It's like Mars ball.
Right, yeah. It's just a stupid game.
I hate baseball.
Thanks.
Shohei Ohtani, he homered in his 5th straight game yesterday, tying the Dodgers record for games in a row with a home run.
Lock of the day? Ohtani, another one?
Ooh.
No.
Ooh, yeah, it'll probably end if you do.
Yep.
We got some college basketball news. Son of Gilbert Arenas, Elijah Arenas, who is committed to play at USC this season, a 5-star prospect. He's going to miss 6 to 8 months with a knee injury. Tough break for Elijah Arenas, who had some high hopes for USC this season. They're looking to compete really for the first time majorly as joining the Big Ten. But they're going to have to do it without Elijah Arenas to start things off.
He's a pretty good shooter, right?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Like a really
athletic wing, like 6'5".
And just like a really good shooter. Lights out shooter.
I understand what you're doing now. Let's move on back to baseball. Bryce Harper, I told you I got some trivia for you in the news today. Bryce Harper became the 8th active player in MLB with 350 career home runs. Ben, you know the drill. Who are the other 7? We've done something similar to this with hits recently, so a lot of those similar names are on here. So I don't think it should be too difficult for you.
Freddie Freeman.
Yep. 353. Just barely.
There's
Got it
no
this
way
year.
Judge is there yet, right?
Judge is there.
Wow. I guess that shouldn't surprise me. He hit 70. Okay, Judge, Freeman. Just because he's been playing a long time, I'm going to throw out Salvador Perez, but that's probably wrong.
No, he's not on there. He has 290, though. He's somewhat close.
Eh.
Judge also just eclipsed this. He's at 351.
Okay, so Perez wasn't really that close.
Not really, but I mean, he's 13th in the MLB for active homers. So.
I'm not good at coming up with this on the spot. I'm just trying to think of older players across the league.
Yeah.
All
right-handed bats other than Freeman, if that helps a little bit.
Giancarlo Stanton?
He is number 1, 434.
Okay.
You got 2 third basemen, a first baseman, and a center fielder.
There's no way Mike Trout's on this, right?
Mike Trout is 2nd with 395.
That's crazy. A third baseman, 2 third basemen?
2 third basemen, both righties, both play in the National League. One of them in Tigers trade talks, potentially.
Suarez?
No.
Oh.
Kind of fooled you there.
You did.
He is close. He's at 312. He's the 2nd guy off the list.
And the way he keeps playing.
He'll reach it.
I'm missing a first baseman, too?
Yes.
Oh, Schwarber.
No, Schwarber is the 2nd guy off the list at 317.
The polar bear.
No, he is 247.
Oh, that's not even close.
He's only at age 30, so, I mean, not too long in the league. This guy plays for John's favorite team.
Oh, Paul Goldschmidt.
Yes, Paul Goldschmidt is the first baseman. 370. You're just missing 2 third basemen.
Give him to me. Just give him to me.
Manny Machado and Nolan Arenado.
I probably should have got Arenado. I wouldn't think Machado just has enough games under his belt, but I guess he's been around for a little bit longer than I thought.
He has. We'll do one more thing, and then we'll save the NFL headline stuff for the second session of the news. Tarek Skubal and his wife are having their 2nd child, hopefully in the next coming days. He's been placed on paternity leave.
Wait, this child hasn't been born yet?
I don't believe so.
I thought he got placed on paternity leave because he was having a child. Because because he's had a child. He's just leaving like, oh yeah, she might give birth sometime soon. That makes me think he could miss some starts. I thought he was like going to be back. I thought he was going to be back and not going to miss a start.
22 hours ago, his wife Jessica is about due with their 2nd child.
About due?
Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this, man?
I didn't think he was going to miss a start. The Tigers are falling apart. We need our Cy Young winner. What's going on?
This is the most like 23-year-old sports fan take.
That's fine. I was just under the assumption that his wife had already had the child and he was going to go be with her. The right
no,
thing
he wants
to do
be
for
there
a couple
for
of
it. You got to be there for it.
And I was under the impression like he got the call it was happening and went to go be with her and was going to be with her for a few days and then come back and not miss a start. I didn't know it was just like, yeah, she could have her baby. She could not. We don't know how long it's going to be. Okay, I didn't know we might not get Tarek Skubal next start. No, sure.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Skubal's scheduled to start tomorrow, so we'll see what happens with
I don't think
one.
he's starting tomorrow anymore.
Well, what if they have it today, man?
Then he's probably going to want to be
with her. How about we
her.
just do one of these? How about a congratulations to Tarek and Jessica on their second child birth? That will happen. That's it.
Okay. I don't have anything else to say about that. 989-837-6125. Who's up for grabs at the deadline? That's coming up. It's the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Loons pull off a comeback win Wednesday night, and they do so in walk-off fashion. And it was done so by the same guy that has the only other walk-off for the Loons this season, Logan Wagner.
Pitch to Logan Wagner. Swing and a deep drive to right center field. Boyd sprinting back. He lost his ball cap. It's over his head. It one-hops the wall, and the Loons will easily walk this off. Logan Wagner is waving his teammates out to second base where he stands, backpedaling into the pasture. He is mobbed, and he now owns the only 2 walk-off winners this year for Great Lakes. This time in 10 innings, 6-5 the winner.
Loons up 2-0 in the series with Beloit, and Game 3 is tonight at 7:05. Pregame coverage at 6:50 on the Mitt.
At First Class Epoxy Floor and Counter, floors don't just get coated, they get a makeover. Epoxy's so tough, it shrugs off spills, stains, and even your wildest dance moves. Garages, workshops, anywhere you want a floor that's smooth, shiny, and just a little bit sassy, they handle it all with style. No more boring floors. Get ready to impress everyone who walks through the door. Slide into durability and flair. First Class Epoxy Floor and Counter, where your floors get the VIP treatment they didn't know they needed.
When the summer heat is on, keep your cool with Answer Heating and Cooling. Our expert team specializes in fast, reliable air conditioning repairs, installations, and maintenance. Stay comfortable all season long with top-notch cooling solutions and simply outstanding service. Plus, with financing options and special rebates, cooling your home has never been more affordable. Answer Heating and Cooling, where comfort is our priority. Try our new schedule online option or call us today.
Do we have any spray paint?
Why?
I need lots of paint. I'm gonna paint the house.
I don't think so.
But it looks bad.
Well, you can't spray paint the house.
And then let's call Bresky Siding and Building Repair. They can do it.
Is your siding looking faded, worn out, or just in need of an update? Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your siding, roofing, and gutter needs.
The Ben Bosscher Show is brand new, and to celebrate, we want to make sure one listener is a big winner every Wednesday.
That's what this is all about. It always has been about.
Every Wednesday this summer at 10:15 a.m., we're going to be giving away tickets to the hottest team in baseball, the Detroit Tigers. This is your chance to head to Comerica Park on us, and thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet Midland. Again, Detroit Tigers tickets every Wednesday at 10:15 a.m. on the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt. I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think replay should be taken out of basketball entirely. I think 2 super conferences would fix college football. I think the best football, basketball, and baseball players of all time are currently playing. I think the day the Lions win the Super Bowl is going to be the greatest day of my life. I think Monty Williams sabotaged the Pistons on purpose, and you can't convince me otherwise. I think Jim Harbaugh is one of the best coaches of all time, but most definitely cheated, got caught, and ran away. And I think you should tune into the Ben Bosscher Show, fueled by Forward Energy, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.9 The Mitt if you agree with anything I just said.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
989-837-6125. I want to know people's biggest concern with this Tigers team as they are falling off a cliff right now, to say the least. Jeremy says, my biggest concern is the way they play the game. They don't bunt. They don't steal. They do not hit and run. In the 6 games since the All-Star break, they have scored 3 runs that haven't come as a result of a home run. Home runs are harder to come by and against good teams. In their 5 losses since the break, they're averaging 4 hits a game. Hard to win with that formula. So Jeremy's just been saying they swing for the fences too much, essentially, which there's a little bit of truth behind that. Riley Green is basically home run or bust right now, and that's part of the reason A.J. Hinch sat him on the bench yesterday and was like, dude, just clear your head, man. Like, you're swinging for the fence right now. You have a career high in strikeout percentage. You have a career low in walk percentage, and in the month of July, you were striking out 44% of your at-bats. That is unheard of in the big leagues for any month stretch.
Even A.J. Hinch said something. Petzold had a quote about kind of why he sat out yesterday's game, and it said it's been too much swing and miss.
Which is correct.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying Riley Green should all of a sudden like try to be a slap hitter and like hit a ton of singles. I like the way that he approaches it, but yeah, there's a boomer and bust element to it. And I think Riley Green just needed a complete reset. Mentally, I think it gave him a chance to lead from the bench. I was totally content with the sitting Riley Green when you've already lost the series. What I'm never content with is sitting your best player when you haven't won the series yet, or the series hasn't been decided yet, if that makes sense. Look, this team's going to need a rehaul, a big haul, I guess is what I mean to say, at the deadline for a handful of different things. And, just trying to get a little bit outside the box thinking on this. Is there anyone on the team that, you look at this Suarez thing and there's going to be multiple teams inquiring about him, trying to land Gino Suarez at the deadline. And I'm just trying to wonder, like, what could put the Tigers over the top in terms of being the lead candidate to get Suarez as a Tiger, for them to accept that deal compared to what the Yankees or Mariners or Cubs or Giants have to offer. Look, I'm not saying let's go trade him, but I just want to float it out there. Are we allowed to bring Parker Meadows into this conversation? Who, if the Tigers were to even land Suarez without him and Kerry Carpenter coming back, the reality of the situation is he's probably getting sent back down to AAA. When Carpenter comes back, earliest on Monday, they already said he's going to be playing in Toledo this weekend. When Carpenter comes back, Sweeney's gone. If they add a bat at the deadline, Parker Meadows is likely going down to AAA. And I'm not sitting here saying trade Parker Meadows. Let's make that clear. But if that's what it takes to get a guy like Suarez, and all of a sudden they're leaning more towards taking the Yankees offer, how can you put him over the top? You get a young player, a major league outfielder, but TBD major league bat. A lot of teams would be really interested in that, Kyle. I'm just floating that out there. That could put the Tigers over the top in a lot of different trades. And right now, I said it in the open, the Tigers should be operating on a 1.5-year window because there's no guarantee Scooble's back. As much as I would love to tell you they're going to pay him all this $400 million value, we just don't know that. So they should be operating win now, next 1.5 years. This year, next year. If Parker Meadows isn't going to contribute to that, then if they can land a player like Suarez in a deal for him, that's how I'm content with sending a player like that away. A player I really like. I see the upside in him. Right? He's got the speed when he gets on the bases paths. He's awesome outfielder. I don't know if I would quite go Gold Glove caliber right now. I've said that a few too many times for him to have a negative defensive run saved number right now. He's a player with a lot of different tools in the bag. And right now, the offense just isn't there. Kind of looks lost in the plate right now. We talk about so much swing and miss with Riley. It's a very similar number with Parker Meadows right now. The only problem is it doesn't come with a ton of hits and home runs at this moment in time. Again, not waving the flag, trade Parker Meadows. That's not the headline. Don't aggravate it. What I'm saying is, are we allowed to talk about it? I guess is my question.
It's something I really haven't thought about yet. And when you do think about it, Parker Meadows would be the most valuable Tigers trade asset realistically.
For sure. Assuming that we're not considering Max Clark a realistic trade option or Kevin McGonigal, I would consider Briseño one. I don't know if
I would say that he's not. I would say that those top 3 guys are not realistic trade assets. And so then you go on from there on down. Tigers number 4 prospect, Tyron Lorenzo, and that Rayner, but Rayner's obviously not getting traded because he's injured. So anyone in the top 5, it seems like it's unlikely to get moved from a prospect perspective is where I'm going. But Parker Meadows got some major value across the league, I would say. Because we've talked about the guys like Jace Young and Trey Sweeney and even like Matt Vierling getting dealt. There isn't a ton of value for other teams to acquire those guys.
No, we acquire these guys and cross our fingers that they can turn into something, but there's no.
Right.
I mean, Vierling's different, but
let's not count Vierling in this. I guess let's just go Sweeney and Young. Because
right. There's no actual evidence Jace Young's going to amount to anything right now.
And they're going to take up a spot on the 40-man roster, and they're guys that have probably outplayed the minors at this point, or at least ready to be on major league rosters, but aren't 1,000% major league hitters. Sweeney's obviously proved a ton more than Young has. But long term, how much do you really feel like Trey Sweeney is an everyday shortstop in this league? You know,
I don't. Not on a team contending to win a World Series.
I would agree. So for other teams, and it's for the Tigers' perspective, we've talked a ton about, well, if they do acquire a Suarez or they acquire a bat in general, whose spot are they taking? Like there just isn't a ton of room on the offense that you feel comfortable with sending down right now. Like
it's Meadows.
Exactly. So instead of, moving a guy for all prospects from the minors, this kind of gives you that opportunity to remove a guy off the major league roster. Like you're saying, I'm not really super in love with the idea of trading a guy that's under team control for 5 more seasons. I don't love that.
No.
But you know who might love that? Another team, right? It's not like you have to worry about paying this guy anytime soon. You can develop him even more. He has shown that he can be a bat in the major league at times. Last year, that entire stretch of the second half of the season was pretty good. Combined with his base running ability, combined with the elite defense, that is for sure a center fielder in the major leagues for a long time.
I don't want to trade him, but I don't want to trade Parker Meadows, but if landing Suarez comes down to whether or not you put Parker Meadows in the deal or not, I'm doing it. It's really that simple.
It could be the best asset the Diamondbacks could acquire from any team in the league.
I would
be
hands down. I would say it's hands down because he's at least a big league player.
Unless some team is willing to give up a crazy top prospect for him, which I think is unlikely.
Considering he's on an expiring contract.
And old.
Yeah, 34. Yeah, I'd agree with you there. Again, I don't want to trade him, but there needs to at least be someone to raise their hand and say, is this possible? And I guess I will do that right now. We'll get to some texts on it when we come back. 989-837-6125. That and a whole lot more. It's the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
It's the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. This month's recipient is Scarlett Mason from Standish Sterling High School. With a 4.3 GPA, Scarlett's a member of the track and field team and a state champion in swimming. Scarlett, a member of the National Honor Society, and PALS, a student support group.
We get qualified, and then we are someone that, if a student is uncomfortable talking to an adult, they can come talk to us about what's going on at home or whatever they're struggling with. The biggest thing was it raised mental health awareness, and I think that's huge in high school.
Scarlett will be attending and swimming at Wayne State in the fall. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themitt.com.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the local job market. We're here in person. And we're locally owned, so you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at Spherion.com to find your local Spherion office. Let's get to work.
Now, wait a second, Sharon. So the Midland Area Community Foundation runs the Midland Area Santa House?
You bet we do.
And Midland Area River Days?
Absolutely.
Plus scholarships for students and grants for local nonprofits? That's like hitting the cycle and impacting our community.
Anyone can step up to the plate and help build community capital for as little as $5.
$5? That's the cost of a snack at the ballpark. How do I get in the game?
Just visit midlandfoundation.org and make a gift to our community investment fund. Every dollar makes a difference.
Join the team. Give today at midlandfoundation.org.
Fueled by wonder and powered by science. At Dow, we're imagining better things for our customers and communities. It starts with our commitment to reach carbon neutrality by 2050. Designing, building, and inspiring for the world around us. Because when we wonder, the things our world needs could be just one breakthrough away. That's Dow.
It's July, it's hot, and Bounce & Bites is bringing the splash. Every bounce house, slide, and inflatable at our event will be soaked and ready for action. Water slides, splash zones, and giant slip and slides. Bring your swimsuits, towels, and sunscreen. We'll have the food trucks, the music, and a whole lot of good vibes. It's free to attend, and every dollar raised helps local kids get involved in sports, music, and more through the Moody Foundation. Join us Sunday, July 20th in Midland. Details at bounceandbites.com. The word bounce, the letter N, the word bites.com. The Moody Foundation, making a splash for a great cause.
All fans on deck. It's Pontooners Weekend with the Great Lakes Loons. July 24th through 27th, presented by Sugar Springs Marine. Kick things off with our koozie giveaway and beer run on Thursday, with Yacht Rock on Friday. Saturday brings a bucket hat giveaway and a fireworks loontacular presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. The weekend wraps up with Super Splash Sunday and Meet the Teen Day. For tickets, visit loons.com. This is more than just a lineup. It's a daily ritual for the die-hard Michigan sports fans. At 6 a.m., Anthony Bellino wakes up the state with Spin on Sports.
I do not believe it.
At 9, the Ben Bosscher Show is appointment listening hosted here in the Great Lakes Bay region.
I would like to buy some Casey Mize stock.
America's Best takes over at noon. The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Well, what about Patrick Mahomes?
And at 3, Bill Simonson brings it home on The Huge Show. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, for the most passionate fans in Michigan.
They tell us we're more connected these days. We have cell phones, email, text messaging, yet we've never felt more disconnected from the people we care about the most. We need a place that's all about bringing us together. Say hello to the Great Lakes Bay region, where towns like Saginaw, Midland, Bay City, Birch Run, Chesaning, and Frankenmuth help us leave behind the overscheduled world we live in and visit a place we haven't seen in a while. One where the people make us feel right at home. And we remember just how bright our kids' eyes get, peeking through a riverboat railing, just to catch a glimpse of the wildlife. So let's go fishing, bird watching. Let's blow the suds off a local tap, take a tall ship dinner cruise at sunset, or stop by a festival just because the name made us smile. Right here in the Great Lakes Bay region, where reconnecting with what really matters is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
(989-837-6125). Welcome back into the Ben Bosscher Show. We're floating out. We're not advertising it. We're not asking for it. We're just floating out the idea of if the Tigers are willing to put Parker Meadows on the trade block to just, get over the hump on a couple trades. It obviously shouldn't be the first thing that they call the Diamondbacks about. It's not like, hey, we want to trade you Parker Meadows. That's not what we're saying. But we are saying if you get into a bidding war and suddenly you really have to put something else on the table, that probably gets any deal done. If that's the difference between landing Suarez and not, you got to at least consider it. 989-837-6125. We've got our YouTube chat going as well. Logan in the chat says, we've literally seen Parker be a major league bat last season, grand slam against the Padres, little league game against New York. Wait, are we bragging about little league home runs? Is that what he's doing?
No, it was the little league game. It was a little league classic game.
Oh. Okay, but we can't point to specific games and say, no, he is a major league bat. Like Ryan Kreidler right now has one career home run. You could point to that at bat and be like, see, major league at bat. Clearly, Ryan Kreidler's not a major league at bat. And I'm not saying Parker Meadows can't become one. But is he going to help the Tigers win a World Series this year or next year? Right now, the answer for this year is it doesn't feel like it. And if you can add someone to 36 home runs, what are we talking about? Again, giving up someone with team control for another 6 years is a tough thing to do.
That could be your center fielder for a while, but I think the part that maybe makes you feel okay with it is the guys that are potentially coming up in the minor leagues, a.k.a. Max Clark.
Max Clark, Riley Green, Carpenter's still there. Perez is still there under team control forever, not Carey. You have the outfielders. You have the guys to throw out in the outfield. I'm not saying I don't believe Parker's ever going to be a bat. What I'm saying is I don't know if he's going to help the Tigers right now in the postseason. And if that's the case, then you got to at least talk about it a little bit. You got to have a meeting if you're Scott Harris with the rest of your guys. Looking around, Dwayne says send Parker to Toledo or pack him in a trade. Parker is a bum. I don't know if I'd go that far, but a little bit in the box. Get rid of Veerling too. We need 2 starters and 3 relievers and Suarez. Man, Dwayne, you're setting yourself up to be disappointed at the deadline. I will say that. 3 relievers, 2 starters, and Suarez, I can promise you is not happening. You're basically, I don't even know what you'd have to give up to acquire all of those things. Probably too much.
It'd be the biggest trade deadline of all time.
Yes, it would be. You're right that they need all of those things. It's just a matter of what do they prioritize. Is it 1 bat, 1 starter, 1 bullpen arm? Even that probably seems like a lot to ask. But with how poorly they've played over this losing streak, you could probably make the argument that any one of those 3 things is the Tigers' biggest priority right now. I think I'm still going to default back to what the biggest priority was prior to the break, which was bullpen arms. But, we talked about in the open, Zach McKinstry, Javi Baez kind of had the best 3-4 month stretch of their careers. Is that sustainable offensively? Be a pretty good insurance to go get a guy like Suarez and add a nice spark to the offense here in the starting lineup, Are you still on the bullpen train? I think that's where I still am, but the better player you can get is still obviously Suarez.
I genuinely don't know. With Eugenio Suarez, it's like, to your point, that's the best guy you could go get, but obviously it's probably the most you have to give up. You're going to acquire a bullpen guy.
Yes.
So I almost don't even count that. It just depends on, is the best guy you're acquiring the bullpen guy? Is the only guy you're acquiring the bullpen guy?
I will be upset if that's the only thing that happens. It needs to be somewhere in between. We just got 1 guy and what Dwayne was asking for with get 5 new players.
Right. So get 2 or 3 new players.
That'd be ideal.
Which I think 3 is a lot. I think that's a lot of guys to acquire at the trade deadline. You just don't see teams do that a ton. But the Tigers are in a spot where things are starting to spiral, and they've been the best team in the league for most of the season, so changes need to be made. And once again, I will continue to repeat this because I still find it fascinating for how things are going to be handled. This is Scott Harris's first trade deadline as a buyer, as a contender. The Tigers' first one in 10 years. So we can't just sit here and assume, and I fall victim to this, that, they're really not going to do much because Scott Harris loves the prospects and they haven't made any big trades yet. Well, they haven't really been in a position to, and now they finally are. So I'm interested to see how it goes.
I'm going to specifically talk to our YouTube audience here for 1 minute. Everyone out, actually, you know what? I am talking to everybody out listening on the FM stick as well. Because right now I'm looking at the YouTube, and we've got 199 subscribers.
Ooh.
Who wants to be the 200th?
Yeah, do it.
If you hit that subscribe button and I see it refreshed, leave us a comment and say, I think I was that 200th person. You'll get a shout out here because we'd appreciate it. We've come a long way. We had, 20 subscribers when the show launched?
Yeah, we had something like that.
It was 2 months ago. This channel had 220. And I don't know, 200 is nothing to brag about, but I love seeing the growth.
Hey, it's milestones.
That's big stuff for us. It's been awesome the last couple days. So if anybody listening in their car or watching on YouTube right now is not subscribed, go do us a favor, man. We'd appreciate it. It'd make my day personally. All right, 989-837-6125. That's the number you can text into. Mitt messages always open. YouTube chat, Facebook chat always open as well. Although I will say I don't check the Facebook chat as often. Maybe that's on me. But head to the YouTube page. You can see all the cool graphics that Kyle makes throughout the show. All right, coming up next, it's a segment I'm very excited for. I've come up with fake odds for fake awards for the first 3 days of training camp. Because I believe today is the first day that you throw the pads on, right? It's like Christmas. That's what they always say. It's Christmas down in Allen Park today. So with just 3 days of camp, let's put some odds on who can win some awards, fake awards, made up by me, by the end of camp. It's the Ben Bosscher Show, live on 100.9 The Mitt. Can you believe we're a week away from Lions preseason football? Right around the corner. So it's the Ben Bosscher Show.
Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Isaiah, how did you get all wet?
I was playing in the rain.
Son, you're in the house. It's not raining inside. Or is it?
Yeah, it's in the kitchen.
What?
Oh no, the roof has a leak.
Leak? That's a waterfall.
We need that fixed now.
Rexy Siding and Building Repair can fix it.
What, son?
Any job, anywhere. Bresky can do it all.
Call Bresky right now and get that roof fixed. And while you're at it, have him fix the gutters.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today.
Hey, sports fans, heading up north? Whether you're gearing up for the big game, hosting friends, or winding down after a long day, Hops and Schnapps is your ultimate beverage destination. With one of the largest selections of beer, wine, and spirits in Michigan, featuring over 1,000 options from around the globe, we're your beverage experts. Plus, our friendly team is here to help you find the perfect pick. Visit us in Standish, Grayling, and Gaylord today. Hops and Schnapps, raise your glass, raise your spirits.
Hey, did you guys catch anything yet?
Not a thing.
Ah, bummer, neither have we. I'm actually just about to head into town. I'm gonna go into Higher Standards Automotive. They got this award-winning service department with amazing technicians and this large parts department in case I want to fix it myself. They got the part there.
Whatever.
No, I'm serious, man. It's out there.
Yeah, just like when you tried to convince me Bigfoot was real.
Ray?
Bigfoot's behind me, isn't he?
Yeah, we got it. Run! Get out! Stop into Higher Standards Automotive, North Eastman Road in Midland, right past the mall.
All fans on deck. It's Pontooners Weekend with the Great Lakes Loons. July 24th through 27th, presented by Sugar Springs Marine. Kick things off with our koozie giveaway and beer run on Thursday, with Yacht Rock on Friday. Saturday brings a bucket hat giveaway and a fireworks loontacular presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. The weekend wraps up with Super Splash Sunday and Meet the Team Day. For tickets, visit loons.com.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
989-837-6125. Welcome back in hour number 2 of the Ben Bosscher Show. Man, you guys killed it. We were at 199 subscribers on YouTube before the break. We said, hey, who wants to be our 200th? Well, 6 people stepped up. We got 205 now, so let's go. It's the small victories. We're not viral yet. We're not asking to go viral yet, but, you know, those small victories keep us going. So appreciate everyone who did that.
Mike and Samantha both think they were the 200th subscriber. Ooh, it's a battle.
Maybe neither of them were.
Well, shout out to both of them for hitting that button for us.
Shout out to both of them and the other people who hit that button during that break as well. All right, let's get something going that I've been excited to do since I came up with it yesterday in the middle of the Loons game, which they hit a walk-off once again.
Holy
Logan
crap.
Wagner, that was awesome. So I've got odds for fake awards for the end of training camp, but now that we're through 3 days, 3 unpadded practices, they're in the shells. Let's update everyone on these odds, and maybe we can continue to do this throughout training camp, and when week 1 really rolls around, we can actually give some awards and maybe even add some awards to this as well, Kyle. The first award I have is the MVP. I think through 3 days of training camp, we have 4 candidates. And again, there is no pads on, so when there's no pads on, it favors the offense, but defensive players can stand out, if that makes sense. It's also really hard for offensive linemen and defensive linemen to stand out without pads, obviously. So the favorite, I think, is Terrion Arnold at plus 350. We had a Calvin Shepard press conference this morning at about 8 o'clock. He had nothing but incredible things to say about Terrion Arnold. Everything that we've kind of been telling you, he confirmed today. He's totally different person mentally, sees the game a whole lot faster, or I guess sees the game slower, playing a lot faster, looks different physically. I have him as the favorite at plus 350 to win training camp MVP. The guy I have second is Marcus Davenport. There's been a ton of stories already about Davenport being healthy. They believe in what he can bring to the table. They still haven't signed Za'Darius Smith, which I think that's still happening. I told you yesterday I'd use that money to go try to negotiate something with Alex Anzalone for this season. But regardless, the fact that he's not there tells you they do have confidence in Marcus Davenport. We are only, well, I say only, we're 4 years removed from Marcus Davenport being fifth in the NFL in win percentage, pass rush win percentage, that is, at 18.3%. It's a really good number. And again, that was a long time ago, 2021. He's struggled to stay healthy ever since then. But if he can stay healthy, I think he does bring a lot of things to the table. So for that reason, I have him plus 500 for training camp MVP. Been a lot of fun stories about him. Been a content machine. Giovanni Manu, I think, has become somewhat of a content machine too. I have him at plus 700. We're not really going to find out too much about him until the pads come back on. And at the end of the day, we're talking about someone who's competing to take the offensive tackle 3 spot with Dan Skipper. It's not like he's going to be inserted into his starting lineup, and at best, he's the backup tackle. But again, this was someone that I'll never get over what the Lions did with this draft pick. They trade away a future third to jump back into the 4th to take this guy. That, to me, there's no logic there. It's one of Brad Holmes' strangest moves. I don't think it's his worst. Trading away a 6th-round pick for Donovan Peoples-Jones is probably the worst. Not getting ahead of the Aiden Hutchinson extension, probably the worst. But in terms of what happened on the draft, trading away a future third to jump back into the 4th and then take a guy who was active for 0 games last season makes no sense to me whatsoever. But a lot of people are excited about Giovanni Manu. Looks like a different person. He's taken some huge steps. Trained with Taylor Decker over the course of the offseason in Arizona. It's been somewhat of a content machine, like I said. So Giovanni Manu plus 700. And then I have Jack Campbell also at I have him at plus 750. Hasn't been a lot of stories about what Jack Campbell's done on the field yet, but he's going to have that impact once the pads come on later today. And Dan Campbell's already made mentions of Jack Campbell being the leader of this defense, of it being his defense. Calvin Shepard did the same thing this morning and said it was Jack Campbell's defense out there. It's a completely different physical specimen when he's on the field. He's kind of embraced the identity of it is my defense. He's going to be wearing the green dot. Feels like there's been a passing of the torch of whose defense this is. It was Anzalone's. Now it's Campbell's. And you can make the argument it's Hutchinson's, but Hutchinson's not the quarterback of the defense the same way that a linebacker would be. So those are my 4 candidates for MVP.
Sneaky good odds for Jack Campbell, right?
Plus 750.
I mean, just feeling like basically the storyline of training camp being Alex Anzalone, like the follow-up to that is Jack Campbell, right?
100%.
He's like in the wings of basically this storyline, and it directly impacts him. Go run me through the odds one more time.
Terrion Arnold plus 350, Marcus Davenport plus 500, Giovanni Manu plus 700, Jack Campbell plus 750. You taking Jack Campbell here?
I think I'm taking Jack Campbell. I do like the Davenport stuff, especially assuming that Za'Darius Smith will not be a part of camp.
I think if anything, he's a part of camp after the first preseason game.
Right.
I think he's just I'm not doing 4 preseason games.
To me, I know it does count. I don't really count that as training camp. Once preseason has started, it's it's shifted to a different gear.
It's almost just practice.
Right, exactly. So assuming he's not a part of training camp, the Davenport pick is good. Arnold is the guy to watch just because he's the year 2 taking a leap guy for sure. But I like the Campbell odds, man. I think Jack Campbell really could be the MVP of training camp for the Lions.
Doesn't it kind of blow your odds a little bit that they play football in a week? It's
blow they just your odds.
Blow your mind. They just showed up to camp. Now they're supposed to have an 11-on-11 football game next week. Crazy.
Love it, man.
I have another award the Best Shape of Your Life award, there's only one candidate. He's minus 1,200, and that's Marcus Davenport.
Is this a bad award to get, though?
Not if you're actually in the best shape of your life.
Yeah, but how often is the guy actually in the best shape of his life?
I don't know. I heard Christian McCaffrey's also in the best shape of his life over in Santa Clara.
Miguel Cabrera was always in the best shape of his life.
Yep.
Every offseason coming into spring training.
But this one actually has some merit because it's not like it's just a random guy who's, hey, I'm taking things a little bit more seriously this year. Like, I can't wait for the Luka's in the best shape of his life.
Oh, yeah.
Walking into training camp.
I feel like we've already gotten that. Training camp hasn't even started in the NBA.
Right. That's a guarantee. Like, across the NBA, he's like minus 1,700 to win that award.
You're already seeing pictures of him, like, compared to last season from a weight loss perspective.
But with Davenport, there is some real merit of this guy can't stay healthy. And if he does, he's an impact player, which is why I don't think it's disrespectful to give him this award.
No, but, like, does it really matter? Like,
No.
him being in great shape, he was probably in great shape last year when he got hurt, too.
Just got to take care of his body a little bit better. And
Right.
some of it's been, like, just injury luck, which is a thing, obviously, in the NFL. I don't even think there's another candidate for this, do you?
I was trying to think of one.
Someone could try to twist a Hutchinson one, but I think that's just a hard argument to make.
No, I think that's good, actually. I mean, the amount of time he's had to train and recover from this injury, like, I think that actually is kind of good.
A blessing in disguise that I got hurt. I'm back
maybe
and better
not that,
than ever.
But yeah, back and better than ever type thing. Yeah, I think that honestly could be I honestly might buy that over Davenport. Sneaky, like, Taylor Decker, Graham Glasgow, like the offensive linemen that are, like, ready to compete, like, most important year of their career to step up, revitalize it at an older age.
Well, Taylor Decker hasn't practiced yet. So
I'm just throwing out names, though.
I don't have him listed as any
Fair.
odds. The Troublemaker Award, only one candidate because there's only been one incident. Minus 500, Maurice Norris got kicked out of practice in their third session for a little bit too aggressive of a hit coming downhill, breaking up a pass. Dan Campbell throws him out. Kirby Joseph says, hey, man, I'd rather you be too aggressive than not aggressive at all. So the Troublemaker Award, I think only Maurice Norris can win it.
Yeah, and this will always be won by a third string blank, a fourth string blank. Like this won't be starters. It's guys that are exactly. It's guys that are working super hard to try to earn a roster spot. Like, I totally understand it, but those are always going to be the candidates for this type of award.
I've got one more, and we can save the rest for a little bit later. The Rookie of the Year Award. I have a dead even split between Tate Ratledge and Tyleik Williams at both minus 110. Pretty hard to show out before the pads come on, but we're going to find a whole lot out today and tomorrow when the full pads are on between these two guys.
They're going to be going at it even, too.
Right. Which this is the equivalent. It's not quite the equivalent, but it's like the little brother version of when Penei Sewell and Aiden Hutchinson line up across from each other, and everyone in Allen Park.
Iron, baby.
Huh?
Said iron sharpens iron.
Everyone in Allen Park will be watching that. I've been to training camp as a fan, as a media member. When those two guys line up across from each other, everyone is watching because you never are going to get to see it other than at Allen Park. This is like a mini version of that. Tate Ratledge lining up against Tyleik Williams for some one-on-one drills. And maybe there won't be as many just because it's specifically for the one-on-one because that's more of a tackle edge thing. But I do think there's basically a dead even split between these guys of who ends up being more of an impact. I mean, they're both going to have to be impact players right from the get-go, but who actually is making a positive impact from the beginning? We're going to see between those two guys. I don't have a lean either way on who it is, though, at all.
I don't either. I mean, we've talked about how much Williams, like, we're buying stock in him and everything, but
it's more so because out of necessity.
Right. But it's the same for Ratledge, right?
Yeah.
He's just majorly out of necessity.
Yeah.
So it's hard to pick a guy right now. I would agree with you.
989-837-6125. We'll get to some more awards in a little bit. Let's take a trip around the league, but first, let's take a break. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Suit up, Sea Captain. At Dive and Glide in Midland, we've got all the gear you need to make a splash. Flippers that fit like a glove, masks that show you the underwater magic, and tanks ready to fuel your next adventure. Whether you're snorkeling the local lakes or dreaming of ocean depths, Dive and Glide has your back and your fins. Find us on Cambridge Street or swim over to diveandglideinc.com. Dive and Glide, making waves one splash at a time so you can dive deeper than ever before.
All fans on deck. It's Pontooners Weekend with the Great Lakes Loons. July 24th through 27th, presented by Sugar Springs Marine. Kick things off with our koozie giveaway and beer run on Thursday, with Yacht Rock on Friday. Saturday brings a bucket hat giveaway and a fireworks loontacular presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. The weekend wraps up with Super Splash Sunday and Meet the Team Day. For tickets, visit loons.com.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think replay should be taken out of basketball entirely. I think 2 super conferences would fix college football. I think the best football, basketball, and baseball players of all time are currently playing. I think the day the Lions win the Super Bowl is going to be the greatest day of my life. I think Monty Williams sabotaged the Pistons on purpose, and you can't convince me otherwise. I think Jim Harbaugh is one of the best coaches of all time, but most definitely cheated, got caught, and ran away. And I think you should tune into the Ben Bosscher Show, fueled by Forward Energy, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.9 The Mitt if you agree with anything I just said.
You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Michigan for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, welcome back in. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mitt. I think it's time to take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, Kyle, typically you're quizzing me on something here, something along those lines, but I came across an article yesterday, and the thumbnail spoiled 33% of the people on this list. This is the 10 most versatile players in the NFL, regardless of position. So I want you to guess who is on this list.
The 10 most versatile players in the NFL?
They can do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
You know? And like I said, the thumbnail of it, I mean, I got 3 guys of the 10 spoiled for me, so I felt like that was too much to do it honestly. So I'm going to quiz you on this one.
So off the rip, I mean, I'm just kind of thinking the defensive guys are probably going to dominate this list because there isn't a ton of offensive players that just, like, do everything.
Is
that fair?
There's 3 offensive players on this list.
Okay, so I would be correct.
I have 4 offensive players on this list.
Okay, never mind. Is there rookies on this list who have yet to play in any NFL games?
There is not.
So no Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter's not on this list.
That's fair. I mean, he hasn't done it yet, so I understand. I just kind of assumed he's like the face of this, you know? Okay, so no Travis Hunter. So let me think of the defensive guys first. The first guy that I think comes to mind as far as, like, toss him anywhere on the defense and he's just going to make stuff happen is Kyle Hamilton. So I'll guess him.
He's the first person listed in this article.
Okay, cool. Oh boy, the safeties kind of seem like the approach here, just because you can toss these guys everywhere. Like a Derwin James Jr. makes sense, but he's injury prone, so I don't know if he's probably not on the list, right?
Derwin James is not
Yeah.
on the list.
Yeah, I kind of assumed that. How about Micah Parsons?
You know, I really would have guessed Micah Parsons
Really?
is on
He's
this
not on
list
this.
because he kind of invented a new position where
Right.
he can do anything with them. But he's not on this list either.
Really? Wow, that's pretty interesting.
2 strikes already.
I mean, Parsons is just like all over the place, really. Okay.
I will say Travis Hunter did get an honorable mention.
Sure. Okay. Let me try to so I'm only going defensive guys right now. Let me try to nail some of the offensive guys. So to be versatile offensively, you have to be able to. I mean, it's not like just a wide receiver like a Deebo Samuel, but he's not that good anymore. I don't want to guess him yet. Could be a running back that catches passes, also like a Jahmyr Gibbs potentially. I won't guess. Ooh, wait, I haven't thought about this. What about like George Kittle for tight end?
George Kittle's on here. That's a good one.
Okay.
You nailed. That's actually the third guy named on this list.
Okay, that
so
makes sense because it obviously brings it in the blocking and receiving game better than any other tight end.
Just a monster when it comes to
the
Kyle
if this guy's
Shanahan
not on the
outside
list,
zone.
then this list sucks.
Okay.
Taysom Hill.
This list sucks.
This list sucks. This list sucks.
No Travis Hunter, no Taysom Hill, who's arguably the most versatile player in the
Taysom
NFL.
Hill is the most versatile player in NFL history.
I would agree with you. He's not on this list, though.
Now, is he great? Is he a great player? I don't really know. Honestly, I don't know. That sucks, though.
It's a great toy to have.
Okay, so I said like the Deebo Samuel archetype, but CeeDee Lamb like is that archetype, but just better. So I would say CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb is, in fact, on the list. You can play in the slot. You can play outside. You can put him in motion. You can line him up really anywhere. And now that George Pickens is there as the true X, the guy who's just going to run the go ball and run some deep outs or deep hitch routes, like some stop routes. Now they can really unlock CeeDee to do everything. Everything. He's on the list.
Is there any offensive lineman on this list?
There's one.
Because like Penei Sewell like is pretty versatile.
It's not Penei Sewell.
I figured it wouldn't be him just by the way that you didn't react to that.
It's an offensive lineman that typically
probably,
stacks
what,
the odds
interior-
against you, but
Like
this
a
is
center guard type situation?
No, it's a guard that has played some tackle, probably one of the more infamous guards in the NFL today. Because of the teams that he has played for.
The teams.
And now is playing for a new team this year.
Oh, man, that's really going to stump me.
In the division, the NFC North.
Oh, in the NFC North?
Yes.
Joe Tooney?
Joe Tooney's on the list.
Okay,
Played
that's fair.
tackle for the Chiefs last season.
Right.
Not really fair to him because he wasn't great out there. But
Yeah, I mean, that's a solid pick. Okay, so what? I got like 4 guys?
I think so, yeah.
How many more offensive guys do I have?
You are missing a running back.
Okay.
And
there's no way there's a quarterback on the list,
There's
right?
not a quarterback on the list. You're only missing a running back offensively.
Only missing a running back. I mean, you would just think it's Christian McCaffrey, but what about like Bijan Robinson instead of Christian McCaffrey?
It's Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, okay. That's fair. So I just didn't know if maybe with the injuries and stuff, I didn't know if he'd be on there, but sure, that makes sense.
Nobody lines up at, when healthy, wide receiver as a running back more than Christian McCaffrey does. So, yeah, it's Christian McCaffrey.
Any more offensive guys?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. So this guy, like, I don't even know what team this guy's on, honestly, anymore. I knew he was a Giant. But is Isaiah Simmons on here?
No, Isaiah Simmons is not on there.
He was like
really fun Madden guy, though.
Yeah, he is a really fun Madden guy. But he's not on here. Okay. Man, this is a tough list.
You've got a
dude.
corner. You've got a DB.
Right.
You've got a linebacker. 2 linebackers.
Ooh, linebackers. What about Fred Warner?
Nope. And a defensive tackle.
God, he's all over the place, though. But it's got to be linebackers that do other things. Yeah, this is really tough. 2 linebackers.
1 plays in the NFC North.
Van Ginkel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, that's good. He definitely is very versatile. That's a good one.
He's like a better version of Derek Barnes. You can line him up as a Sam, off ball.
Right.
You can have him blitz.
Also
get
incredibly
interceptions.
fast. Like, he is so fast for his size.
A really, really good tool for Brian Flores out in Minnesota.
Right. Okay, so to me, this guy is versatile in the way that he impacts the game. Isn't the best at his position, but he's for sure elite, and he does everything elite. I would say Max Crosby is versatile.
Nope.
Oh.
He plays one position. And
Yeah,
it's
but,
to get after the quarterback.
but he defends the run like no other edge rusher and also gets to the quarterback. That's why I would consider him versatile.
He's not on the list.
Okay. Well, we already established this list sucks.
Yeah, it does. It's fun. You got a defensive tackle. You've got one more linebacker who I'm kind of shocked is on this list. And then there's a DB that I cannot believe you haven't gotten.
Really?
There's a corner and a DB.
Oh, a corner and a DB.
Think about
safety.
it. DB.
Right. A guy that plays everywhere.
Don't overthink it, man.
Corner and safety. I see. I am overthinking it. I mean, it's probably just one of the best in the league, right?
Yeah, no, it is.
Pat Surtain?
Nope. You're overthinking it.
This is tough, dude.
Stop thinking outside of the box of things that we talk about.
What does that even mean?
This person is probably playing.
Oh, Brian Branch?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
He's the same as
you're right.
as
That's
Kyle
bad.
Hamilton.
That's bad.
Just hasn't done it.
You're right.
The amount of time that Kyle Hamilton does. Kyle Hamilton's been in the league 1 year longer, but they're basically the same player.
Yes. Okay. So how many guys do I have off the list?
You've got 8. You've got 9. You need the corner, and you need the linebacker. I don't think you're going to get the linebacker. Not that you don't know who it is. I'm just kind of. Oh, and a defensive tackle.
So there's
arguably
12
the best
guys on this list?
No, I think you actually only have 7.
Well, if I'm not going to get the linebacker, just say it.
Zach Bond.
Probably not. Kind of came out had a really good year last year, obviously, for Philly.
Yep. So you've got a corner, one of the most well-known corners in the league, and arguably the best defensive tackle in the league.
Chris Jones?
No.
Sexy Dexy?
There you go.
Okay.
Pressures from the nose tackle position last year. Vita Vea, 23. Second. Dexter Lawrence, 103. First.
Wow.
Gets after the quarterback at the nose tackle like nobody else in the business.
Yeah, but that was Chris Jones like 2 years ago, too.
Correct. Well, he was always like a defensive tackle. Lawrence doing it from the nose spot is kind of unheard of.
Yeah, that's true.
This is like Aaron Donald numbers a little bit. But yeah, you're right. Chris Jones is one of the interior guys, too. All right, you're only missing a corner. I don't really know
one of the better corners, you said?
Formerly. I don't really know why he's on the list. Probably because...
Oh, awesome.
Well, he used to play a lot of nickel. That's
Is he
why.
on a new team this year?
He is.
Is it Jair?
No.
Oh, that was exactly who I thought it was going to be.
Used to play a lot of nickel. We'll see where he lines up this year. Then they moved him outside.
Ooh.
He's played on a handful of different teams the last few years, actually.
I see. A first guy I thought of when you said DB was Xavier McKinney, just because he's been a little bit tossed around in different spots for the Packers. Obviously, it's not him. Well, he was in a different spot in New York and then Green Bay. I don't know. Just give it to me.
Jalen Ramsey.
Sure. See, he popped in my head, but I was just like, nah.
I think they're saying he's versatile because he can play some nickel. Is really good in man and zone, at least formerly. So that's part of the reason. It can play a little bit of free safety, they're saying, which I don't really remember when that has ever happened. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
honestly, they might put him there.
Why not?
They might put him in weird spots this year because they have Joey Porter and Darius Slay in Pittsburgh.
What is Pittsburgh doing?
2 outside corners. Ramsey actually might be tossed in a different spot this year and might go back to the nickel. So I guess, yeah, that makes some sense.
But isn't that more in theory than actually?
It is more in theory than us actually seeing it, yeah.
989-837-6125. We've got more signs that the Lions are prepared for not having Alex Anzalone. Let's get through it. Next here, it's the Ben Bosscher Show. 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
If you're near retirement or thinking about retiring, you probably have a lot of questions. How do you make your retirement savings last? How much should you take out and when? You're ready for retirement, but are your finances? I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Kevin Spencer. Let's work together to make sure your finances meet your unique needs over the long haul. You've done what it takes to get there. Now it's time to make the most of retirement.
I'm here with Matt Smith with Modern Realty. All right, Matt, forecast 2025 for us.
Well, in 2025, I believe you're going to see a much more balanced market. We've been in a seller's market for a number of years. We're still not busting at the seams with inventory, but we are seeing the market start to balance out a little bit. That means it's still a really good time to get great value out of your home. But for the buyers out there, it also means that your path to home ownership should be a little bit easier.
The Michigan Baseball Foundation is more than just baseball. It's a driver of economic growth and community. Operating one of the nation's top minor league stadiums, MBF supports job creation and regional development. Through creative partnerships and charitable giving, MBF has helped bring projects like Dow Diamond, the East End Development, Fairfield Inn and Suites, the Plaza, and the Dow Bay Area Family YMCA to life, generating over $23 million annually in economic impact. Every Great Lakes Loons ticket supports these efforts. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
All fans on deck. It's Pontooners Weekend with the Great Lakes Loons. July 24th through 27th, presented by Sugar Springs Marine. Kick things off with our koozie giveaway and beer run on Thursday, with Yacht Rock on Friday. Saturday brings a bucket hat giveaway and a fireworks loontacular presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. The weekend wraps up with Super Splash Sunday and Meet the Team Day. For tickets, visit loons.com. Local sports don't stop when the game ends, and neither do we. 100.9 The Mitt is your digital home for the latest news across the state of Michigan. From high school to college and the pros, it's all on our socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search 100.9 The Mitt and join the squad. Stay locked in on the latest stats and stories with exclusive video takes from local talent. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think replay should be taken out of basketball entirely. I think 2 super conferences would fix college football. I think the best football, basketball, and baseball players of all time are currently playing. I think the day the Lions win the Super Bowl is going to be the greatest day of my life. I think Monty Williams sabotaged the Pistons on purpose, and you can't convince me otherwise. I think Jim Harbaugh is one of the best coaches of all time, but most definitely cheated, got caught, and ran away. And I think you should tune into the Ben Bosscher Show, fueled by Forward Energy, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.9 The Mitt if you agree with anything I just said.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Michigan. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Welcome back in. Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mitt. We're live on Facebook and Instagram. Live on Facebook and YouTube as well. I don't know where that Instagram came from. I've never been live on Instagram. Maybe I was on
You
Instagram.
never did a live video on Instagram?
I probably have at some point. I can't remember doing one. Actually, I don't know if I ever have.
I have once during COVID. Me and one of my friends we played Dunk Pig on mini hoops via Instagram Live. It was hype. All 10 of the people in there were loving it.
COVID was a crazy time for just doing
it really
random
was.
things,
Stuff like
taking
that.
videos
Yeah,
of
exactly.
random things. I don't think I've ever done a live. I just had a funny story, though, about a live, and now it's lost my head. And I don't remember what it was.
All right.
I'm going to give it about 5 more seconds to come back. Nope. I don't remember. I do not remember.
Hey, how about the Lions, though?
No, let's do Tigers.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I'm just kidding. Let's do Lions. We got more news that Alex Anzalone, I think the Lions are just kind of prepared to not have him for the foreseeable future, at least. So the Lions are hosting one of the top linebackers available on the market, Zaire White, with Anzalone not practicing and Rodriguez still recovering from that ACL tear. This could be a nice boost to the linebacker room. Played in Arizona last season. It was the Green Dot guy there for 2 years. Went to the Super Bowl with Philly, the one where they did not win. The first one against Kansas City. I think the Lions are kind of making it clear that they're prepared for life without Alex Anzalone right now. And right now it's been Zach Cunningham repping as the linebacker next to Jack Campbell, and I think they are recognizing that's probably not going to cut it. So they go out and get Kaiser White, who hasn't signed yet, but usually when guys come in for visits, that basically is a wrap. And with what Calvin Shepard said this morning, basically doubling down on, I think this is Jack Campbell's defense. I just don't think they're saying that if Anzalone's out there. I'm starting to feel more and more like Anzalone's played his last game as a Lion, even though he's still under contract. That's the crazy thing. But what if there was a team? I don't know. I didn't prep this at all, so I'm kind of just doing this off the top of my head. But it came to my mind. What if they traded him and got some draft capital in return? If he's just going to refuse to sign another contract or play for the Lions again? Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that at all.
I think he wants to be here. I think the Lions want him here, but I don't think there is an actual path to re-sign him here long term. And if it's more important to him to get a long-term contract than it is to be with the Lions this season, then you got to at least consider it. I think it'd be more important to play for the Lions this season. Granted, he has a chance to win a Super Bowl and is under contract.
I think all parties involved probably feel that way as well.
Which is why I made the case yesterday. Take this $12 million that's laying around that's supposed to be for Zadarius Smith at some point and just give it to Anzalone this year. Say, come play for us for $16 million this season. Huge pay bump. Again, that doesn't solve any of the problems for him long term, that he wants this long-term contract and wants to retire a Lion, which he's obviously still a handful of years removed from retirement, but he's just not getting this long-term contract, and I think the Lions are prepared for life without him now.
Which, I mean, yeah, they're operating under that circumstances, right? I thought that quote from Shepard this morning was interesting. I know it's not that big of a deal, but when asked about Anzalone, he kind of worded it as like, well, yeah, Alex is dealing with his deal right now, so Jack Campbell stepped up, and this is his defense. Like, I don't know, saying dealing with his deal.
Yeah, notice what he didn't say. Didn't say dealing with his hamstring injury, which is made up.
And the question was asked, like, with Anzalone dealing with the injury. Like, it was brought up, like, with the injury, and Shepard kind of, reworded it without having to do so. So
now do you believe me? Now do you believe me that is a made-up injury?
I never said that was wrong. I just hate, like, it's a tough game to play, to be like, that guy's not actually hurt. Like, it's a game, it's a line you don't want to toe,
I think it's just the Lions being respectful in the situation if we're not going to let this go public that it's a contract holdout. Everyone in Detroit media understands that, and we know it, but Adam Schefter hasn't picked anything up like this yet. You know what I mean? Not that he's not aware of the situation. I just don't think they want it to get out of hand and blow up in a way where it's becomes a bigger story than it actually is.
And it gives Anzalone, like, I'm sure he doesn't really want to be like, yeah, I'm not playing because of this contract. Like, he probably wants to make it seem like something else. I mean, as much as he wants a new contract, I don't think he wants this to blow up and be super dramatic, right? He wants to play for the Lions. This is way different than a lot of the other contract holdouts we see across the NFL, where they could care less who they're playing for. They just want the contract. Anzalone wants to be on the Lions, but also wants the contract.
I would set the odds at like minus 220 he plays for the Lions this year. Plus 190 he does not suit up for a Lion in a Lion uniform again.
Ugh. I feel like that's almost like, I feel like it's still a good minus 350, minus 400 he plays for the Lions this year.
But it's becoming
What are the other options?
I think I agree with you a couple days ago, but then Campbell says the thing on SiriusXM yesterday.
You're right.
Then Calvin Shepard restates it today that this is Jack Campbell's defense. Then they don't confirm, that's not the right word, but I mean, he said he's dealing with his deal, not his hamstring. He's not hurt. And then they went out and brought in one of the best linebackers that's still available in Kaiser White. They haven't signed him, but in for a visit yesterday. Like, they're doing everything they can to bulk up the linebacker room until Malcolm Rodriguez comes back. I would agreed with you that it's like minus 350 last week, but now I'm looking at the situation like, I don't know, man. It feels like they're taking the steps to make sure that they're prepared for that situation of no Alex Anzalone. Right?
Yes, which it's kind of scary. Is that a good thing?
No, it's a terrible thing. That's obviously a downgrade in the linebacker spot where they've already downgraded pretty dramatically in the interior defensive line.
Well, and where it just feels like they've already kind of decided what's to happen here.
Is it that they've decided or that
Or they're just planning for that outcome to potentially happen?
Kyle, there is no scenario that I can comprehend. And again, Brad Holmes is better at managing the cap than I am. Let's get that out of the way. Maybe they can pull some rabbit out of their butts the way that they did with the Kirby Joseph contract. Never seen a contract like that before where all the money's voided.
And that's always the good part here, man. The salary cap doesn't exist. That's the part that...
It does and it doesn't.
Yes.
You can just kick the money down the road.
It's quite confusing. And then you can just restructure contracts whenever you feel like it as well.
There's a salary cap, but in the case of Kirby Joseph, that guaranteed money is stretched out like 4 years after his contract actually ends. And then I'm sure they will reconstruct that at some point.
Yes, to pay him up front probably in 2 or 3 years.
So you can do that with Anzalone in some way that I can't really explain to you, but just from a fundamental...
Not many people could.
Do you have a fundamental way of finding the money to pay Alex Anzalone? I think the answer is no. You've already paid Kirby Joseph, highest paid safety in the NFL. You've already paid Amon-Ra St. Brown, at the time the highest paid receiver in the NFL. You've already paid Penei Sewell, the highest paid offensive tackle in the NFL. Jared Goff at the time was the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Those are all the guys you've already paid. You've already extended Decker and Barnes
Decker,
too.
Aleem
McNeil. Yeah.
Everyone has gotten paid.
And guess who else still has to get paid?
Aiden Hutchinson.
The
big one.
Brian Branch. Jamison Williams. Sam Laporta. All of Jahmyr Gibbs.
Like 4 out of the 5 of those guys, 3 out of the 5 at minimum are getting paid. Probably 4 of 5, and maybe all 5.
Is anyone I just said less important than Alex Anzalone? No, they're all more important than him. They don't have the money to do it. Well, okay, the guys that still need to be paid.
Depending on how Jack Campbell looks in this role this season. No, but you're right. No, you're right. They're not because of the age perspective of it, too. You're right.
I love Alex Anzalone and everything he's done. I hated when they extended him the first time. It was the right move. It was, because he really balled out once good players got surrounded around him. He's been here for the long haul. He's been here since Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell got here. He's been through the thick and thin. He's a Detroit Lion at heart. I know he's played for the Saints for longer, but he's a Detroit Lion. Like, he fits the bill. The problem is they don't have the money to pay him, and it wouldn't shock me if he was like, you know what, screw this. Like, if you're not going to give me the contract, I've earned it, then I don't want to play here anymore. I don't think we're there quite yet, but hey, they don't have that much longer to figure this thing out. Because if you get to the regular season without a contract, all of a sudden you're missing time. And you also need a training camp to get your body ready to play football. It's not like you can just jump right into game time and start playing. So, especially that linebacker spot. So this is a situation to monitor, to say the least. I think we've been doing a good job monitoring it for about a week now, a full week. But, you know, it just keeps taking a step forward. Really, it keeps taking steps backwards with this whole Kaiser White thing, and with both the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator basically saying, yeah, it's Jack Campbell's defense now. Sorry, Anzalone. I don't think they say that if he's still around, because he'd be wearing the green dot. And now Jack Campbell's the green dot guy. 989-837-6125. We'll get to some Tigers texts and some Anzalone texts when we return. It's the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
It's the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. This month's recipient is Scarlett Mason from Standish Sterling High School. With a 4.3 GPA, Scarlett's a member of the track and field team and a state champion in swimming. Scarlett, a member of the National Honor Society, and PALS, a student support group.
We get qualified, and then we are someone that, if a student is uncomfortable talking to an adult, they can come talk to us about what's going on at home or whatever they're struggling with. The biggest thing was it raised mental health awareness, and I think that's huge in high school.
Scarlett will be attending and swimming at Wayne State in the fall. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themitt.com.
It's time to remember that. with Kyle Sandel.
Presented by Matt Larson, Farm Bureau Agent, located downtown Midland. Look, Ben and I on the show have gone back and forth on this Alex Anzalone versus Detroit Lions situation. I'm going to kind of give my final take on it because my opinion has honestly shifted a little bit. I understand both sides, and I think that is a clear thing to recognize, right? The Lions just can't really afford to give Anzalone a long-term deal with all of the young guys that they still have to pay that are clearly more a part of their future than an aging Alex Anzalone is. And I understand Alex Anzalone's side of things, right? He is one of the better linebackers in the NFL, and he's paid like, I don't know, not even a top 20 linebacker in the league. He just wants to be represented in that same group as the top 10 guys in the NFL. I think that's totally fair. Here's where I start to almost side with Anzalone more. Obviously, as a Lions fan, you just want whatever's best for the Lions to happen. But just putting yourself in Anzalone's perspective, Detroit has paid every single one of their guys that make an impact. The long-term contracts. You go all the way back to Sewell, Goff, Amon-Ra. Obviously, he's not in that category, but they pay Kirby Joseph. They pay Aleem McNeil. They pay Taylor Decker. They've paid all of their guys, and Alex Anzalone is the first that Holmes and company can't give a long-term extension to. I get why the Lions can't do it, but I'm honestly starting to understand Anzalone's perspective more, and we're going to see if this is going to result in a traditional holdout. Hopefully not. Remember that. Presented by Matt Larson, Farm Bureau Agent, located downtown Midland.
Leaky gutters?
No problem.
Shabby shingles?
We got this.
Remodeling?
Yup, that too.
Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair, your roof, gutter, and remodeling experts.
Any job, anywhere. Bresky can do it all.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your roofing and gutter needs.
Call my dad, 989-529-8167.
At Tommy's Express, you can get your car clean, shiny and dry in just minutes. Our state-of-the-art eco-friendly wash delivers a spotless finish every time. With the Tommy Club app, enjoy unlimited washes or paper wash. Skip the line with license plate recognition and manage everything right from your phone. Fast, clean, and simple. Visit Tommy's Express today and see the difference. Text Clean Card to 86697 for a free works wash.
Offer valid for new guests only. By participating, you consent to receive promotional information text from Tommy's Express. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies.
Detours driving you bonkers? Ideal Party Store's got your back with the DD, Detour Discount. While the Lafayette Bridge is closed, enjoy 10% off select craft beer 6-packs and 10% off 4 bottles of select wine, 750 milliliters or more. With 2 great locations, 908 North Johnson on the east side and 401 Salzburg on the west side. Ideal Party Store makes every detour worth it. Serving Bay City since 1934, we're here to make you the life of the party.
All fans on deck. It's Pontooners Weekend with the Great Lakes Loons. July 24th through 27th, presented by Sugar Springs Marine. Kick things off with our koozie giveaway and beer run on Thursday, with Yacht Rock on Friday. Saturday brings a bucket hat giveaway and a fireworks loontacular presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. The weekend wraps up with Super Splash Sunday and Meet the Team Day. For tickets, visit loons.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show is brand new, and to celebrate, we want to make sure one listener is a big winner every Wednesday.
That's what this is all about. It always has been about.
Every Wednesday this summer at 10:15 a.m., we're going to be giving away tickets to the hottest team in baseball, the Detroit Tigers. This is your chance to head to Comerica Park on us, and thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet Midland. Again, Detroit Tigers tickets every Wednesday at 10:15 a.m. on the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt.
From Midland to Bay City, Saginaw to Sanford, from Frankenmuth, Freeland, and Hemlock to Auburn, Essexville, and Pinconning, 100.9 The Mid is the heartbeat of the Great Lakes Bay region, and proud of it. We're your home for local sports, local stories, and local pride. Whether you're in Birch Run, Beaverton, Gladwin, Chesaning, or Coleman, football, basketball, hockey, Spartans, NFL, Loons, all right here. 100.9 The Mid, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, I know I said we're getting to some texts, but we'll put those in the vault for now. Let's put our knowledge to the test with what's going on in the news right now. It is the Thursday athletic quiz. Kyle, what do you got for us?
I got it ready for you. That's what I got for us.
All
okay,
right.
we do this sometimes every Thursday. I don't know. Like, we've done this a few Thursdays. So The Athletic puts out a This Week in Sports Trivia. So let's do the quiz. It's out of 10 questions. Okay, sorry, I had to get it pulled up. All right, question 1. Venus Williams at age 45. You know this is going to be a tough quiz when this is the first.
Starting with
the
tennis, man. Come on.
Returned from a year-long hiatus to upset world number 35 Peyton Stearns at the City Open. Who is the oldest woman to win a WTA Tour singles match? And I'm just going to be honest, man. I don't really know any of the names on this list.
Serena Williams.
She's not one of the options.
Then I don't know. 0 for 1.
Martina Navratilova.
All right, we're 0 for 1.
Yep, 0 for 1. Sorry to Martina and her family and her fans.
I'm not.
Scottie Scheffler won the Open Championship on Sunday, becoming the 4th golfer to win the Open, the Masters, and the PGA Championship before the age of 30. Which of the following golfers is not part of that special group? Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Ben Hogan, and Gary Player. I would say
Gary Player, right?
I would say Gary Player is in that group.
Then who's not?
I would say Ben Hogan's not in that group.
All right, I'll trust you on this one.
I could be wrong. It's one of those two. It's got to be one of those two.
For sure. Go with Hogan. I'll go with you.
It is Ben Hogan, yes.
Here we
Won
go.
9 majors, but didn't earn his first until the age of 34. 1 for 2. Who threatened to punch Robert Griffin III over his social media posts about WNBA star Angel Reese? I thought, didn't RG3 have
no idea.
He had the beef with Ryan Clark going on like weeks ago, but he is not one of the options. The options are Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Charles Barkley, and Shaquille O'Neal. I think it's Shaq. Right?
I think it's Shaq. That sounds like something
Angel
Shaq would
Reese
say.
have that relationship. Are they actually related? I don't know. They make it. They're not, but like something weird going on there. Both LSU. It is Shaq. Yes.
Wait, what's the weird thing going on? I guess.
Well, remember Angel Reese always said Shaq that he's my uncle or whatever, but he's not actually his uncle. But she just always said that. That's
He's
always been her thing.
That's because he's unk age.
Right, but I think they actually are close. So
I'm sure they are.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Who agreed to a 3-year, $123 million contract extension, makes him the highest-paid non-quarterback in the NFL? You don't need a multiple choice for this, right, Ben?
T.J. Watt.
Yes. What NFL contender will be the focus of HBO's latest Hard Knocks training camp docuseries, which will debut in early August?
The Bills.
Yes. I honestly needed a refresher of this, but as soon as I saw them as one of the options, I
thought Hard Knocks was always supposed to be on a bad team.
Maybe they just got sick of doing that. People just are tired of the bad teams.
If you could pick a team that they were going to do, who would you have chosen? I think I would have chosen Jacksonville.
See, I kind of want to choose a team that has some drama going on.
Jacksonville.
Ooh, Jacksonville's good. I mean, they don't have drama, but
kinda is. Did we pay a guy who sucks at quarterback?
I don't think so. I mean, I guess maybe
I don't
it's
think
a little
they
bit
did.
of drama, but I just don't want to see Liam Cohen.
New York would have been
more than I
fun.
want to. The Giants would have been fun, but they were on it last year, obviously, the
Correct.
different version. But
Just do it again.
yeah, I would have loved to see that quarterback room again. Pittsburgh, I think, would have been fun just to no, I would have hated it.
Hell no.
Well, but it would have been fun from just everything that's going on there.
Nope. I wouldn't have watched. I'll say that.
You know what?
If
I
it
have a
was
good pick.
Pittsburgh, I wouldn't have watched.
I would have just picked the Lions. More Lions.
Good answer. Good answer.
The Phillies earned a walk-off win against the Red Sox on Monday when Carlos Navarez was called for catcher's interference with the bases loaded. The only other time a game ended this way was in 1971. Who was the offending catcher in that instance?
What? Who knows this? Who are the options?
Johnny Bench is one of the options. Let's pick him. It's Thurman Munson, Ray Foss, and Tim McCarver, or Johnny Bench.
Johnny Bench.
Hey, it is Johnny Bench. There we go.
Knew it the whole time.
It was against the Dodgers as well. Oof. All right, couple more questions. When Rich Hill took the mound for the Royals on Tuesday, he tied an MLB record playing for his 14th team. Which of the following teams has Hill not played for? Okay, this is good. Brewers, Angels, Orioles, Padres. For sure has played for the Brewers. For sure has played for the Orioles. Padres, Angels.
Angels just don't seem like a team that's
I can't picture him. I'm trying to remember him pitching for either of these teams.
I think it's the Angels.
Oh, no, it's the Brewers. I thought he played for the Brewers. Man.
Threw me off.
I did. I threw everybody off there. Has not played for the Brewers. Damn, I pictured him in a Brewers jersey. Okay. Oh, my gosh. I mean, this question is just, we're never getting this right, and it's a name I can't pronounce.
Oh, boy.
Victor Gyökeres,
Of
one
course.
of Europe's most in-demand strikers this summer, is set to leave Sporting CP for which Premier League club on a transfer deal?
I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
We'll go with Arsenal. Hey, it is Arsenal.
Knew it the whole time.
I knew it, man. See, I'm good with that.
I've had multiple people ask me, when are we going to talk about Detroit FC soccer, by the way.
Yeah.
And I don't have the heart to tell them, but if you guys are listening right now, I'm just going to say probably never. Probably never.
Probably never. Hopefully Ryan Glinski's not in the chat. I think he's a big Arsenal soccer fan.
Where does Arsenal play should have been the question.
Yeah, then we would have also got that wrong. Here we go. Quarterback Jake Retzlaff, who is facing a suspension at BYU for violating the school's honor code, will transfer to which school? Ben, did you hear about this?
No, what was he doing?
Think about what he could have been doing at a BYU honor code suspension.
Literally anything.
It's
anything.
It's what you think it is.
I don't know. This could be anything, Kyle. Did he take a sip of alcohol? Did he smoke a joint? Did he?
Neither of those.
It wasn't. Was it with a girl? Is like that's
Correct.
just. Oh my! What? There was just a girl in his dorm or something?
I don't. It's along those lines. You can kind of.
That's crazy.
Put one thing to another there. Where did he transfer though? I remember seeing this news. I don't remember seeing where he transferred. Liberty, Tulane, Washington State, and Memphis. Haven't used any of those teams in the college football game
Let's go
yet.
with Memphis.
Yeah, let's go with Memphis. It's Tulane.
Okay.
All right, last question. What Middle Eastern country confirmed Tuesday that it will make a bid to host the 2036 Olympics? You heard what Middle Eastern country and was like, where
are we going?
You have the United Arab Emirates, you have Qatar, you have Saudi Arabia, and you have Egypt.
Say them again.
The UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt.
Well, Qatar had the World Cup, right?
I think.
Which makes me want to say Qatar, but I also think like Saudi's the most
always
capable.
Trying to get their foot into everything.
And they're rich, so I'm gonna go with
I'll
go with
Saudi.
Saudi.
You feel.
I'm gonna go
Okay,
Saudi.
Let's do it, and it was Qatar.
Okay.
Yes, they
Good
hosted
for
the
us.
2022 Men's World Cup.
Correct.
All right, we scored a 6 out of 10. That's for sure our worst score yet, and we even got a couple guesses.
There wasn't
right.
a single NFL one.
Yeah, that was
What
a
was
TJ
that?
Watt. Yeah, but
Oh,
that
yeah,
was,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, once this comes around and we're in like September,
Unless
10
we
out of
don't
10s.
know, and it's just always they're always gonna mix in some like
they'll probably
soccer
mix
and
in.
random
Yeah, I assume
stuff.
they will, but like we're gonna get a 10 out of 10 one of these days.
That's the goal. I don't know if we're ever going to get there. It feels when they start throwing out the tennis and what catcher did this in 1970.
Hey, we
like
nailed that one.
What are we supposed to do?
Yeah, I
Who
mean,
knows?
we
that?
realistically got like a 3 out of 10 on that.
We're good guessers. We use a process of elimination,
Right,
all the good
you know.
stuff that they taught us in school, right?
It really, it's always go with C. You know.
I'm kind of more fascinated on what this quarterback did. He just had a girl in his dorm, like any other.
Yeah, I mean, like,
college
what are
freshman?
they doing in the dorm, Ben? Like, you got to really, like...
Okay, but, like, how... BYU's crazy, man. Are they not allowed to have the other gender in the dorm, or did they actually get caught doing something?
I can't say I know all the details, Ben.
Do you know any of the details, and you're just not filling us in?
Well, I mean, he had the 3-letter word with the girl. Like that.
Oh, my God, you can say it, Kyle.
Whatever, man.
That's okay. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. 989-837-6125. We will get to some more news later on in the show because we got an NFL quarterback who got carted off the field. I think he's going to be fine. That has been happening over the last hour or so, that coming out. So we'll get to more news at about 11:30. We'll do our 2 traditions to close out every show at 11:45. But coming up in the 11 o'clock hour, we've got some good stuff to get to. What's our biggest worry with the Detroit Tigers? We'll hear from you guys. We've got some Mitt messages that we'll read. And some more awards for Detroit Lions training camp. Now that we're officially to Christmas, the first day of padded practices. Man, I wish I was down there. It is always a blast when you're in Allen Park for the first day of training camp because they bring it. They certainly bring it that day. So 989-837-6125. This is your not last chance, but go ahead and send us what your biggest concern for this is. Chance to get your text message read here in the next segment. Should be a fun time. I'm real worried about our lock of the day. I will say that it has turned into something
now
much.
Starting to get worried.
Yeah, because we're down a significant amount. So again, that will be to close out the show. Gonna try to turn things around, everybody. Trying to look out for the people. All right. We will take a quick break here in a second, but before we do that, let me tell you about the bright smiles that start at Scott Family Dental, where comfort care and clean teeth come at a standard. Locally owned by Brandon Scott, a native of the Great Lakes Bay region, the business is family-focused, and they treat patients of all ages like kids of their own. From routine checkups to whitening crowns and more, they've got the tools and the gentle touch to keep your smile shining. Friendly staff, modern tech, zero judgment, even if it's been a while since your last visit. So go ahead and show off those pearly whites. It's Scott Family Dental who has your back and your teeth.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. Tired of floors that snore? Walls that whisper, meh? Premier Tile in Midland is here to spice things up one tile at a time. They've got backsplash that'll make your pasta jealous.
What?
Shower walls that'll actually sing in the morning. And floors so fabulous, you'll consider eating dinner off them. Stylish, affordable, slightly obsessed with grout. Visit Premier Tile, located between Stark and Sturgeon, right off US 10, or at PremierTileStone.com.
Midland Eye Care wants you to know the pervasive use of technology can lead to digital eye strain, burning or tired eyes, headaches, fatigue, loss of focus, blurred or double vision. Overexposure light from electronic devices may also increase the likelihood of developing serious eye conditions such as age-related macular degeneration. To give your eyes a rest, remember 20-20-20. Every 20 minutes, take a 20-second break and look at something 20 feet away. This message brought to you by Midland Eye Care, your vision source on Eastman Road in Midland, on Cedar and Gladwin, and now on East Washington in Freeland.
For 100 years, Forward Energy has been more than just a home heat and fuel provider. We've been a part of your community, and you've been a part of our family through every storm, every season, and every moment. We've been right here, keeping you warm and safe. As your hometown energy provider, we deliver more than just propane. We deliver peace of mind with reliable service, quality you can count on, and a commitment to always being there when you need us most. Forward Energy, 100 years strong, fueled by family, powered by community.
Something happens when we can't be our true selves. You can hear it in our laughs. There's the half-hearted chuckle. The courtesy conference caller.
Yeah, great.
And of course, the I'm only laughing because I'm dating your daughter.
Oh, that's so true.
If you want to laugh for real, try having some Miller Lite with some friends. It works. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2021 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin beer.
All fans on deck. It's Pontooners Weekend with the Great Lakes Loons. July 24th through 27th, presented by Sugar Springs Marine. Kick things off with our koozie giveaway and beer run on Thursday, with Yacht Rock on Friday. Saturday brings a bucket hat giveaway and a fireworks loontacular presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. The weekend wraps up with Super Splash Sunday and Meet the Team Day. For tickets, visit loons.com. This is more than just a lineup. It's a daily ritual for the die-hard Michigan sports fans. At 6 a.m., Anthony Bellino wakes up the state with Spin on Sports.
I do not believe it.
At 9, the Ben Bosscher Show is appointment listening hosted here in the Great Lakes Bay region.
I would like to buy some Casey Mize stock.
America's Best takes over at noon. The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Well, what about Patrick Mahomes?
And at 3, Bill Simonson brings it home on The Huge Show. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, for the most passionate fans in Michigan. From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
(989-837-6125). We want to hear from the people of what you think the biggest concern with this team is. I think I laid it out to open up the show at 9. I can lay it out real quickly here. Look, I think it's a couple players specifically on this offense that I just don't think what they did in the first half is necessarily repeatable in the second half of the season. Zach McKinstry was an all-star, which, look, man, if I would have told you Zach McKinstry was an all-star in March, What would you would have laughed in my face. You would have laughed in my face if I told you Zach McKinstry was an all-star. And sure enough, he puts together this incredible 3 to 4 month stretch. It's the best of his career, and it's not even close. He's OPSing over 800. He had never OPSed over 700. So if I were to set the line right now at 803, which is what he's OPSing right now, do you really think he's going to finish above that? And pessimistically, and I think realistically, I would lean towards no. So if you're getting a drop-off in offensive production from McKinstry, all right, let's do the exact same exercise with Javier Baez, who's having the best year he's ever had in a Detroit Tigers uniform. He's in 274. So let's just play the game. Do you realistically think he's going to hit 274 or above when the season is done? Because I'm sorry, he's 270. So do you think he's going to be above 270 by the end of the season? I don't. So if you're getting a drop-off in production from two of your all-stars, you're going to be a significantly different team. And if that's the case, I think maybe the Tigers are in the mix for one of the best teams in the American League rather than the clear-cut number one, which is now where we're at in the standings. The Astros have passed them. The Toronto Blue Jays have passed them, who they start a series with tonight. I think the Tigers are one of the best teams in the American League now rather than the best team. So my biggest concern is simply that the offense is not repeatable from this first half of the season. I simply think that the McKinstry and Baez stuff is just not going to continue. I'm sorry. Maybe you can call me pessimistic, but hey, when your team loses 9 of the last 10 games, you start to have some pessimistic thoughts. And I hope they can turn things around, but it's just the reality of the situation. 989-837-6125. Dwayne from Bay City says, Ben, saying the Tigers will turn it around is just garbage. I don't think I ever said that. You, with your cocky voice, said that they have the division sealed up. You said that. I'm older and know better, okay? The Guardians are coming fast, and the Guardians are coming fast on them, and after and after the Tigers get swept in 4 games under, what are we talking about? Hold on. So many question marks
just
with that
negativity,
text.
Man.
Yeah, look, I hope they do trade for Geno Suarez, Dwayne, but I don't know what that's all about. Matt DeVries texting in, everybody can talk about Geno Suarez, how he'd help the lineup, but the pitching staff has fallen off a cliff. Needs attention now. That's from Matt. It feels like they need help in basically every department.
Yeah, I mean, the entire team is falling. Falling apart, I do think is a bit extreme.
What do you call losing 9 of 10?
It's starting to fall apart. I think falling apart is really just like if this continues for a month, you know? But
that would mean that it has already fallen apart. And it's destroyed.
It's falling apart. Let's put it that way. But it's because of everything happening at once. It isn't one specific group losing them games. We saw in the Seattle series pre-All-Star break where, the runs were getting put up, but it didn't matter because they were down 8-0 in the first 3 innings of the game, whether that was the starters or the bullpen. And to Matt's point, that's the pitching staff falling apart. And then post-All-Star break, the bats have not shown up once. They've been the worst hitting team in the league post-All-Star break.
Yeah. Even the Rockies,
worst OPS,
White Sox
second worst average. They've been terrible in this stretch offensively. So it's everything culminating at one time that has resulted in this for the Tigers. I do want to say, though, to your point of McKinstry Baez stuff potentially being a reason why this second half isn't going to be the same for the Tigers in the first half. Is there a spot you can point to where, if these guys are going to, not be as good as they were in the first half, what if these guys are better in the second half than they were in the first half?
All these guys that are already having their career years?
No, I'm talking the guys like Kerry Carpenter of the world.
Oh.
Who's a much more impactful guy in 2024, off to a slow start in 2025. But maybe you could see him kind of bringing something back from injury where he was a guy. Could even a Parker Meadows step up in this second half? I'm just thinking, just because guys aren't going to repeat what they did in the first half, that doesn't just have to be a positive to negative thing, right? Can it be the opposite?
Yeah, Kerry could definitely have it. If Kerry doesn't get better in the second half of the season, I think that'd be a little bit concerning. Same with Parker Meadows. If he's not better than he was in the first half, a little bit concerning. So we'll monitor those as well. So, yeah, way to spin some optimism. Half glass full type of guy over there.
Just trying to help out a little bit, man.
Jim Brush says, send them all down to Toledo and bring up some players who actually want to play. I don't think there's anyone really in Toledo that is getting me excited about sparking some excitement in this team. Like Jace Young, how you lead. These are, I guess we haven't seen
back in AAA.
Right. Like I guess I've seen enough of Jace Young to kind of know what I'm getting from there. Matthew says at this very moment it's hitting. Pitching hasn't been great, but it doesn't matter if we are not scoring runs. We are averaging 1.5 runs since the break, and that's inflated since one of those games we scored 5 runs in a loss. And those also off of the bats of Jahmai Jones and Jake Rogers, not all the guys that you actually want to be scoring you runs. Not that you don't want them to be scoring runs, but yes, is somewhat inflated, Matt. Lack of leadership on the field, Christopher says.
Oof.
You can't play when you're afraid of making mistakes, and it becomes infectious. Yeah, that's probably a reference to what happened in Game 2 of the Pittsburgh thing with the Torkelson error at first, just kind of lollygagging around, Wenzel Perez not touching home. It can't happen. You know, if you're afraid of making mistakes, you'll make mistakes, and then you're overthinking everything. And it kind of feels like that's where Riley Green is when it comes to in the box. It feels like that's what Torkelson was doing in that game. Parker Meadows has made some critical mistakes out in center field, which is supposed to be where he's never going to make mistakes. But, yeah, this is it's more than just them losing games. It feels like there's a dark cloud over everyone's head right now. And the Tigers can't figure out how to get it out of the way and brush it off.
Well, and even following up that game that, where the Torkelson error happens and we called it the most embarrassing loss of the season, they had an opportunity yesterday to, make up for it almost. And the opposite happens. Now, a tough spot for Troy Melton in his first career start, obviously.
Yeah.
But still, the bats didn't come to play. A.J. Hinch talked about it after that game. He said, this was one of the tougher losses of the year. We just we got to get back into a groove. I know it's been all basic answers, but, they didn't. They followed up their most embarrassing loss of the season with an almost, not more embarrassing loss, but you got swept by the Pirates, dude. This is the weekend for them to do it now against Toronto.
It's pretty gross. Well, this is from Kyle, not the Kyle talking behind the glass. Well, over the last 3 weeks, the only major league caliber player on the entire team is Skubal and Glaber. That's an issue. If we're going back 3 weeks, Riley Green definitely belongs in that conversation too. It's just the last week or so has been the roughest stretch of the year for Riley Green. Honestly, maybe he's onto something because 44% strikeout percentage in July, that just can't happen. Right? That's just unheard of. You can't do that. 989-837-6125. If you got any thoughts on what your biggest concern is with this team, I'd love to hear from them because it kind of feels like everyone's all over the place right now. It's concerning to say the least. I think we're officially hand on the panic button. Hasn't been pressed yet. But if they lose today and tomorrow, all of a sudden, we're pressing that button.
Yeah, and we have Samantha in the YouTube chat, too, saying that wild that all the aspects of the game are cold at once, just every single spot. But hopefully coming back to a supportive home crowd will help. Going to be back at home, obviously, Comerica Park this week. But it's against a Toronto team that's going to travel well.
Yeah, usually the Toronto fans show up pretty good in
I saw
Comerica
Tigers
Park.
fans on Twitter basically saying, go crazy at the game this weekend. They need something. They need something to get them motivated, I guess. I don't even know the word because the Tigers fans are going to go crazy. But I don't know. It sucks that they need a little extra spark right now, but hopefully the fans can bring it this weekend.
Hopefully Tarek Skubal pitches this weekend is what I'll say.
That too. And hopefully the birth of his second child goes well. Let's prioritize that.
Yeah, for sure. But also, let's hope he pitches this weekend on Saturday.
I think both can happen, hopefully, yes.
I pray, yeah. Skubal's projected to start on Saturday. Hopefully he's back.
Oh, it is Saturday. So it was originally Friday. So Montero's tomorrow?
Bumped. Yeah, Montero's tomorrow, which means we're back to Skubal Flaherty Mize. Which wasn't the whole point of that thing that they did
Friday
before.
Friday night Scoob is the best, man.
It's Saturday Skubal.
Okay, at least it's Saturday night. At least that's a night game.
I love the Friday night Skubal
Friday
stuff.
night Skubal
Friday night
is...
Montero does not get me very excited.
Yeah,
are we writing that in as a loss?
I don't really love the sound of that, yeah.
Friday night Montero, 7:10, Montero on the bump.
Hey, Jose Barrios, though, a.k.a. Javi Baez's best friend, pitching against Montero on Friday, so that should be fun.
They have to win tonight.
Man, such a tough – I mean, the four guys they got to go up against this weekend. Lauer, Barrios, Gossman, Scherzer.
I'm not afraid of Scherzer anymore, but, yeah, I get your point.
Well, still, though, I mean, it's like Scherzer can still bring it, occasionally.
Park he's familiar with. Look, man, they got to win tonight because I'm kind of writing in tomorrow as a loss with Montero on the mound. It's been a tough stretch for Montero.
Right, but if the bats bring it, then you never know.
Yeah, then it won't matter.
Exactly. Like there has been those type of games for Montero. But yeah, as you mentioned, I mean, you look at his just last several outings. Hasn't pitched a ton, obviously, lately, but 7 earned runs in his last 2 outings. Ugh.
Hasn't been great. Has not been great. 989-837-6125. Couple guys that the Tigers could potentially put on the trade block. That is next here. It's the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Loons pull off a comeback win Wednesday night, and they do so in walk-off fashion. And it was done so by the same guy that has the only other walk-off for the Loons this season, Logan Wagner.
Pitch to Logan Wagner. Swing and a deep drive to right center field. Boyd sprinting back. He lost his ball cap. It's over his head. It one-hops the wall, and the Loons will easily walk this off. Logan Wagner is waving his teammates out to second base where he stands, backpedaling into the pasture he is mobbed. And he now owns the only 2 walk-off winners this year for Great Lakes. This time in 10 innings, 6-5 the winner.
Loons up 2-0 in the series with Beloit, and Game 3 is tonight at 7:05. Pregame coverage at 6:50 on the Mitt.
A beautiful yard increases both the value of your home and the quality of your life. Commercially, landscaping creates a positive impression of your professionalism and commitment to community, customers, and employees. Cervinsky Sod has been creating and maintaining outdoor spaces for 56 years. Whether your project is residential or commercial, the team at Cervinsky Sod Services will work with you to build and meet budgets and finish the job with top quality and in a timely manner. To get a quote, call 989-835-4810 or visit CervinskySodService.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brandon Scott at Scott Family Dental in Midland. As someone who was born and raised here, I would like to introduce myself by offering my services as your family dental provider. At Scott Family Dental, our mission is to provide excellent and personalized care using the latest technologies and best practices. Our highly trained and personable staff ensure you will feel comfortable along the way.
Dr. Scott is accepting new patients at 2509 West Wackerly Street next to the US 10 on-ramp. Scott Family Dental, let's bring out your best smile together.
At Aird Insurance Group, they're more than just policies. They're your trusted partners in protecting what matters most.
Whether it's auto, home, life, or business insurance, their team takes the time to understand your needs and find the best coverage for your unique situation.
With personalized service and unbeatable rates, Aird Insurance Group makes protecting your future easy.
Call Aird Insurance Group today and see why their clients trust them to keep them covered.
Aird Insurance Group.
The experience matters.
Scrolling? Make it count. Want local sports content that actually matters? Yeah. 100.9 The Mitt is loaded with local highlights, viral plays, breaking sports news, and takes you can't get enough of.
It's hot!
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today, and you'll never be out of the loop on the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan State, and even the biggest stories in high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Welcome back in. Ben Bosscher Show, 100.9 The Mitt. We did this in the 11 o'clock hour. I don't want to, or I'm sorry, in the 9 o'clock hour. I don't want to sit here and tell you the same thing again. I will just tell you this. I'm not just shopping Parker Meadows. I don't want Parker Meadows to be traded. But if that's what it takes to land Gino Suarez, I'm willing to do it. To part ways with a guy who's got 6 years of team control left and has all the upside in the world to be a 5-tool player, be tough to get rid of someone like that. Because what does Parker Meadows look like in 2028, 2029? I don't know. To say like he can't be an all-star, I think would be crazy. But right now, he's certainly not. And with the numbers he's putting up offensively, I'm looking at it like this. Tigers have a 2-year window to win a World Series. Is that ridiculous to say? No, I don't think so, because I just don't think they're paying Tarek Skubal. Sorry, I just don't. I wish they would, and if they don't, I will go handcuff myself to Comerica Park and light myself on fire.
Wow.
But I just don't think they're going to do it. Prove me wrong. So if that's the case, you should be operating in an all-in standpoint for the next 2 trade deadlines. And if that's what it takes, like, again, if they trade for Suarez, even without Parker Meadows, he's probably getting sent down to AAA with Carey coming back too. First guy gone, Trey Sweeney, second guy gone, Parker Meadows right now. So if he's not going to be on the team anyway, and you're like fighting for your life to try to win this sweepstakes for Gino Suarez, I'm just not opposed to at least having a discussion about trading away a Parker Meadows. Cole Keith, absolutely not. No chance.
No.
One of the best contracts in baseball.
Why would you?
If he gets 5% better every year, it's one of the best contracts in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, it just literally makes no sense. You're going to lose Gleyber Torres in free agency, so what, you're getting rid of both of your second basemen? Like, it just...
No chance.
It makes no sense at all.
Wenzel Perez, I also wouldn't do.
No.
Parker Meadows is the one that's intriguing, because as much as it is tough to give up a guy like that, who's got that upside, that's something that a team would be beyond interested in. They would be foaming at the mouth to try to get a Parker Meadows. That's probably the best thing Arizona could get back, unless someone was willing to throw in one of their top prospects, which I don't think Scott Harris is willing to do with their top 3 guys.
Right.
Let's put it this way. Who do you think's a better trade candidate? Who has more value, Parker Meadows or Jose Briseño? I would say it's Parker Meadows.
That's a tough question. I mean, Briseño, a part of the futures game, top 100 prospect. Parker Meadows was never top 100. It's hard. Probably Parker Meadows. Probably Parker Meadows. Just from the fact that you've seen him, he's at the major league level, and he brings more probably all around than a Briseño would. And I just think that like when you're looking at this Tigers team and the potential moves that they're going to make, like there's a reason why all the Tigers fans are willing to toss Jace Young and Trey Sweeney in all these trade talks.
So they're not actual future pieces.
They
to this
don't
team.
have a ton of value for other teams to trade for. Sure, you can take a flyer on a guy like that. But why would you take a flyer on a guy like that when you could just get a guy that's not going to be on the 40-man roster in a prospect somewhere, you know?
Wait, say that again?
Like, why would you not just take a guy that's a top 5 prospect somewhere instead of trading for Jace Young or Trey Sweeney, a top 10 prospect even? You would rather do that because, 1, it doesn't take up a spot on the 40-man, and 2, it's just you kind of already know what Young or Sweeney are. I mean, more so Sweeney than Young because we haven't seen a ton of Young. But there's a reason we haven't seen a ton of them.
Yeah, because every time you call him up, it's like you're useless.
It's like, okay, wait, where do we put him defensively, and where do we put him in the lineup?
On the
Those
bench.
are 2 questions.
On the bench.
Right, exactly. 2 questions that aren't good to be asking when it comes to a major league hitter. So I think it's interesting to talk about Meadows. We're not saying trade Meadows, like you're clearly stating that, but it's something that hasn't really been brought up and is more interesting to other teams than what the Tigers probably are currently throwing around.
Is there any other person on the 40-man that you think would be interesting trade bait, like more so than just that Jace Young? Because that's an obvious one.
More so than those guys, but not on the Parker Meadows level. I would say like a Justin Henry Malloy definitely has some value, right?
Yeah.
I think that
I think Hao Lee still has some value. Like, that's a guy I would like to see in the Tigers uniform at some point.
I mean, I don't think you move Lee yet because he's not on the 40-man. I think those are the guys you need to be looking to move, are the guys that are taking up spots on that right now. Because if you are going to acquire several guys at the deadline, you got to find room for these guys. And you'd rather just, make a move, a trade, than just DFA people that you probably don't want to. So a Henry Malloy, I think, brings some potential value. But other than that, no. Ryan Kreidler, no. Maybe some of these relievers, but I
was going to say Dylan Smith.
Sure, maybe Smith, but
This guy on the 40-man.
a fringe reliever that hasn't proved it in the big leagues yet? Like, is that really a ton of...
He's played 2 games or 4 games or whatever it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how much is that really value for another team to trade for, though?
Not a whole lot.
You'd probably rather get a starter or a bat.
So is Meadows the guy that's the most intriguing that you would be the highest value on the 40-man that you'd at least be willing to have a conversation about trading? And I think the odds of him being traded are less than 7%. I think it
stretches out for more than the 40-man. It's just on the team, in the organization.
I would trade Briseño if it came down to it.
Right, but...
I would trade Parker if it came down to it. I don't want to trade either of those guys. But I think there's only really 2 untouchables in the farm system, and those are the top 2 guys.
And I just think it's safe to throw Rayner in that category just because he's injured. Like, he just isn't going to get traded, you know?
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Shortstop, first-round pick last year.
Yeah, the Tigers would be kind of stupid to move him right now, that's why they're not going to.
I think it's a less than 7% chance that Parker Meadows gets traded.
7.
Yeah, it's the number above 6.
Not like 5 or 10.
No, 7.
Yeah.
I think it's a less than 7% chance that Parker Meadows gets traded. I'm just saying, if they can land a Gino Suarez, I won't be heartbroken, if that makes sense. What, you think it's higher or lower than 7? I don't think it's quite 10, but I
think it's probably lower, just because we haven't heard about it. You know, like this is something fresh. And I think he still does bring a ton of value to this front office. Like, they definitely value him. And you just don't really see guys like him get moved a ton that have that many years of team control. And if we are, like, let's say he is on the trade block. Is this not, like, the worst possible time to trade him?
Meadows?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But I think another team could see past the...
I think all the teams will see past what has happened this season. But...
I think if he was performing well, they wouldn't be trading him.
Exactly.
The only reason it's even possible is because he's playing poorly right now. And I guess it's somewhat of a, hey, you sold low situation, but you wouldn't be selling him at all if he was high.
Right.
Do you want to hear a couple more of my training camp awards?
Ooh.
The fake awards.
Yeah, let's
with
hear
fake
them.
odds. The ones we didn't get to, most improved player, Tara Arnold, -110 favorite. Jameson Williams, +200. Hendon Hooker, +1,100. Can J-Mo really assert himself as a 1B rather than a 2?
Ooh.
I think the answer is totally yes, because the way the coaching staff talks about him, some of the clips they're putting out of him, feels like he's one of the most dangerous players on this team.
Maybe he could get a real full year of him this season.
That's why he's +200. But the way they're talking about Terry Arnold this morning, Calvin Shepard, at his press conference, and the way I've just read all the stories about him, it feels like Terry Arnold is set for a pretty awesome breakout season. So I have him as the favorite for most improved.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. I'm trying to think if there's any sleepers that could get run.
Jack Campbell.
I was going to say Campbell,
but I have
like,
him coming up for another award.
Is that most improved even? That's just really like...
It's just natural progression.
Yes. Like, I don't know how much... And it's just like, okay, you're in a bigger role this season, so you're exposed more. Like, I don't know how much improved that really is. He still is a good player and everything. Yeah, I think Arnold is the answer for that.
Newcomer of the year, I have DJ Reed at -750. I don't think there's another candidate, is there?
-750. I mean, the rookies count, right?
No, because they're in their own Rookie of the Year category.
Rookies don't count for newcomers? So
No.
It's just got to be guys acquired that weren't on the team last year?
Yeah, they didn't trade for anybody. And
yeah, that's
of the free agents, it's DJ Reed, Roy Lopez.
Hey, Lopez might have a little bit of a bigger role.
Avante Maddox is actually somewhat of an important piece because he's like the third safety
right,
and
but it's
can play
obviously
nickel.
not going to be him over DJ Reed.
Correct. That's probably it.
Yeah,
it's DJ Reed.
There's no new offensive lineman. Zadarius Smith doesn't count even if he does come back because he wouldn't be a newcomer at that point. Yeah, there literally is not even another option. He's probably -2,000.
The books are closed.
Yeah, there's not. You can't even place it. Yeah.
Speaking of the books are closed, I don't even have the odds for this. It's just Jack Campbell's already won this one. It's called the I Am the Captain Now Award. He's already won it.
That's good.
Odds are closed.
Good stuff.
Thank you. 989-837-6125. Let's hit the news when we come back because we got some training camp updates that aren't so great from the Lions and a couple other teams. Injury bug already biting. That is next here on the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mitt's Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Allie Huntoon, the director and founder of Allied HR Solutions and Allied Group Fitness.
Lean on people I trust to help me get through things too. If I know that I'm overwhelmed or I need support with something, you know, I usually try to reach out. Sometimes I'm still trying to do things all myself, and that's a learning curve too. Delegation is your friend. I'm learning that.
Something I definitely do.
So I think it's leaning on your team. I think it's putting things into perspective. You know, even though HR is very important, and we have things all the time that come up with terminations or discrimination or harassment.
Listen to the full interview with Allie on YouTube on 100.9 The Mid. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford.
Since 2007, the Michigan Baseball Foundation has invested over $1.8 million into our communities, supporting over 350 projects across 14 Michigan counties. From restoring Alma Little League fields to creating nature-based classrooms at the Chippewa Nature Center and enhancing accessibility at the middle of the Mitt Miracle Field, MBF is making a real difference. Every ticket to a Great Lakes Loons game helps fund these initiatives. Join us in building a stronger, more vibrant community. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
At the Great Lakes Loons, our commitment to community goes beyond the ballpark. Through the Volunteer program, Loons staff and even players roll up their sleeves to serve the Great Lakes Bay region. From packing food boxes to reading in classrooms and even cleaning up local camps and parks, it's hands-on work that helps build a stronger, more connected community. Volunteer isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Because being part of this region means showing up when it counts. The Great Lakes Loons, serving the Great Lakes Bay region since 2007.
From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes Loons.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think replay should be taken out of basketball entirely. I think 2 super conferences would fix college football. I think the best football, basketball, and baseball players of all time are currently playing. I think the day the Lions win the Super Bowl is going to be the greatest day of my life. I think Monty Williams sabotaged the Pistons on purpose, and you can't convince me otherwise. I think Jim Harbaugh is one of the best coaches of all time, but most definitely cheated, got caught, and ran away. And I think you should tune into the Ben Bosscher Show, fueled by Forward Energy, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.9 The Mitt if you agree with anything I just said.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Michigan.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right. We got a lot of news. It's a busy day, training camp. Everybody's practicing today. Let's see what's going on in the news.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
Yeah, Ben, you called it. Some, I don't want to say bad news going on in Lions training camp, but it's certainly not good news. So let's hop right into that. We have an update from a couple Lions beat reporters, including Tim Twentyman, who is affiliated with the Lions. Let me get it pulled up here really quickly. 2 Lions players going out of practice today, leaving practice, that is. Starting off with Terrion Arnold, and then followed up with Derek Barnes. Derek Barnes left practice being evaluated for a hand injury. Terrion Arnold being evaluated for a leg injury. Ugh.
Not good. Not good at all. The fact that everyone's not like losing their minds, all the reporters, makes me think this is just out of precaution. At least maybe that's just what I'm telling myself. But I feel like if he was like carted off or anything super serious, this would be a much bigger deal. But Terran Arnold, like, he can't get hurt. He simply cannot get hurt. Neither can Derek Barnes. That's a role that really only he can fill. Nowatzki did it actually decently well last season, but that Sam linebacker spot is kind of built for Derek Barnes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read up on this. This is scary to say the least, but at least there's no reports of anyone like getting carted off or anything like that.
And then we have another tweet from Colton Pouncey of The Athletic. He says that Dan Campbell stopped practice after several scuffles broke out in the early portion. Brian Branch and Amon-Ra St. Brown went at it multiple times.
Oh, I love that.
Second day in a row, practice was stopped.
I love that. I don't care about these guys kind of getting into it a little bit. It just means
Branch and St. Brown too. That's awesome.
That sounds incredible. I wish I got to see that. I can't wait to read up on everything that went down from all the beat reporters later on, because I cannot wait to see who else was involved in these little scuffles. Branch and St. Brown, them getting mad at each other. I mean, that's just competition. You know, these guys don't like dislike each other.
Exactly, yeah. And then we have one more Lions quote. This is from yesterday, also from Colton Pouncey, and it's a quote from Christian Mahogany. Asked about kind of what it's like being a part of this offensive line without Frank Ragnow, and Mahogany says, the standard is not dropped. Coach Campbell believes that. Coach Hank Fraley believes that. So the standard has not dropped just because there's new people starting.
Love it.
It's a lot of pressure, man.
It's a lot of, to be the best offensive line in football, the pressure, look, sure, the standard's still there. There's 3 new guys. Can you still be the best offensive line in football? I'm going to say no, unfortunately.
Right. Can you still be one of the best units on this team, though? That's a question that they're hoping they can answer, you know?
I hope so, but I'm going to also say no.
We got some more just funny headlines throughout NFL training camps. I'm going to read you a few of them. Starting off with the Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa's relationship with wide receiver Tyreek Hill is still a work in progress. Obviously, a lot of drama in Miami to end the year last year. Tyreek Hill basically said, like, I'm out of here. I'm not coming back to Miami. I'm done. And then obviously it just is back now, and apparently is bought back in. But Tua is having a little bit of extra time getting that relationship back with the star wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Tyreek Hill seems like a very difficult person to work with.
Yeah, he really does.
That's unfortunate for Miami. By the way, the Tua stuff, like, it kind of just gets swept under the rug sometimes. I still can't believe he's playing football right now. Because if he gets concussed again this year, I really hope he never plays football again. Like, I'm just like worried what happens if this guy takes another big hit to the head, you know?
Yeah, I would agree.
Like, I don't think anybody really knows what's going to happen. We've never seen this before.
It's definitely going to be interesting. And then we have some more news in the same division, AFC East. New York Jets news. Justin Fields carted off of Jets practice today. Really tough news. It sounds like it's a toe injury.
I've gathered dislocated toe, didn't break it, didn't fracture it. I don't really know any sort of timeline on how long a
Well, that doesn't sound like
a
the
dislocated
worst thing
toe.
in the world.
Dislocated big toe can be problematic.
Ooh, yeah, if it is big toe, ugh. I mean, I would assume it's probably big toe. Right foot. Tough look for the Jets and for Aaron Glenn, obviously, new first-year head coach with New York.
Tyrod Taylor, the backup there, just so everybody knows.
He still is. Well, they're in great hands then.
They're in a pair of hands.
One of the more reliable backups in the NFL. That's all I'll say.
Really?
I would say he's reliable. I'm not saying he's one of the best, but he's like another one of those guys that just always finds his way into 2-3 starts every year.
Yeah, that's
like,
fair.
He's not like he gets run, you know, but that's kind of where I'm going.
Fair enough.
Because a lot of these backups won't play for 3-4 years in a row. Cardinals training camp. We got some funny headlines there. We saw those pictures of Marvin Harrison this offseason, right? Just looking absolutely yoked.
Juiced.
They asked him about it, and he said he's ready to showcase his offseason gains. That was the direct quote from Marvin Harrison Jr. Putting a lot of weightlifting this offseason.
I love Marvin Harrison Jr., man. I hope he balls out this season for Arizona.
I hope he does too, because obviously there was a ton of hype for him coming out of college. I don't want to say he disappointed as a rookie, but I think just some other rookies outshined him last season.
I hope he didn't gain too much weight, though, and too much muscle. Like, you still got to be able to be fluid and be fast. And that was kind of his thing. He wasn't very fast. I would assume
he's not just, like, way too jacked now where he's not fast anymore. But
no, he'll be fine.
Who knows? That's it for the NFL training camp stuff. But as far as the rest of the news goes, Tigers-Blue Jays Game 1 tonight at 6:40. Game 1 of 4 with our neighbors to the northeast. Reese Olson versus Eric Lauer, the lefty on the mound for the Blue Jays.
Maybe a big day for Torkelson.
Yeah, little Jahmai Jones leadoff hitter action.
Ooh.
Probably, right?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe 2-hole?
Yeah. Hopefully. Hopefully he can provide a little spark like he did against the Pirates. Hit a little 451 home run.
Once again, that was a bomb. Just hopefully he can get up to a good start. You know, with Reese Olson on the mound, who's been effective lately. Tigers haven't really been able to give him that run support, though. Perfect day to do it here. Gotta win today, man. This is where we start to get into must-win territory in late July.
You told me that there was no such thing as must-win games in July.
I still think there isn't. Right? There's still 2 months of baseball after this.
It feels like they're must-win games right now.
It feels like a must-win game, yes. But it's not a true must-win game. But obviously, you got to break this losing skid, and there's a perfect opportunity to do it today against Toronto. That would be all.
That's all you got. All right. 989.
Not a ton going on in the news today.
No, surprisingly. You would think there'd be a lot more.
Yesterday we had a ton of stuff.
With training camp going on, I just figured there'd be a lot more. I mean, I guess we did get a starting quarterback getting hurt, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's
pretty significant news. All right. 989-837-6125. That's the number to reach out to the Mitt messages. We've got 2 traditions to close out every single show. When we come back, it is the Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mitt. Before we go anywhere, though, we're getting ready for the last stretch of summer, and it's not too late to make sure that you have your dream lawn. Yeah, Cervinsky sod can literally roll that out. Locally grown, top-quality sod that turns patchy yards into backyard showstoppers, and they've been doing it for over 50 years. They're experts. Whether you're fixing a rough spot or redoing your whole yard, Cervinsky delivers lush, green perfection. Fast, friendly, and farm fresh because your grass should be greener right now. Don't settle for meh. Increase the value of your home. Get the lawn your neighbors will envy with Cervinsky sod right here in Midland.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
It's time to remember that. With Kyle Sandel.
Presented by Matt Larson, Farm Bureau Agent, located downtown Midland. Look, Ben and I on the show have gone back and forth on this Alex Anzalone versus Detroit Lions situation. I'm going to kind of give my final take on it because my opinion has honestly shifted a little bit. I understand both sides, and I think that is a clear thing to recognize, right? The Lions just can't really afford to give Anzalone a long-term deal with all of the young guys that they still have to pay that are clearly more a part of their future than an aging Alex Anzalone is. And I understand Alex Anzalone's side of things, right? He is one of the better linebackers in the NFL, and he's paid like, I don't know, not even a top 20 linebacker in the league. He just wants to be represented in that same group as the top 10 guys in the NFL. I think that's totally fair. Here's where I start to almost side with Anzalone more. Obviously, as a Lions fan, you just want whatever's best for the Lions to happen. But just putting yourself in Anzalone's perspective, Detroit has paid every single one of their guys that make an impact. The long-term contracts. You go all the way back to Sewell, Goff, Amon-Ra. Obviously, he's not in that category, but they pay Kirby Joseph. They pay Aleem McNeil. They pay Taylor Decker. They've paid all of their guys, and Alex Anzalone is the first that Holmes and company can't give a long-term extension to. I get why the Lions can't do it, but I'm honestly starting to understand Anzalone's perspective more, and we're going to see if this is going to result in a traditional holdout. Hopefully not. Remember that. Presented by Matt Larson, Farm Bureau Agent, located downtown Midland.
Hey Midland, join the Silver Sneakers and Renew Active programs at the Midland Community Center, where fitness for seniors is fun and free. With Silver Sneakers and Renew Active, seniors 65 and older enjoy access to Greater Midland Community Center, North Family Center, and Coleman Family Center, all at no extra cost with eligible Medicare Advantage plans. Dive into all group fitness classes, exclusive Silver Sneakers classes, and our Greater Midland Walking Club. Get moving with Silver Sneakers and Renew Active at the Midland Community Center.
Transform your outdoor space with Maple Hill Nursery. Whether you're a gardening enthusiast or just looking to relax in style, they have everything you need. From premium polywood furniture that never needs painting to top-quality plants and trees, Maple Hill Nursery has it all. Plus, they offer free setup and delivery on in-stock barbecue grills. Visit them today just north of Midland Mall or check out their website for pro tips and expert advice. Maple Hill Nursery, making your yard the place to be.
All fans on deck. It's Pontooners Weekend with the Great Lakes Loons. July 24th through 27th, presented by Sugar Springs Marine. Kick things off with our koozie giveaway and beer run on Thursday, with Yacht Rock on Friday. Saturday brings a bucket hat giveaway and a fireworks loontacular presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. The weekend wraps up with Super Splash Sunday and Meet the Team Day. For tickets, visit loons.com.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams?
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt. We're in your town, your school, your huddle. 100.9 The Mitt is here for sports fans in the Great Lakes Bay region. From the hardwoods of Saginaw to Midland's Friday Night Lights. From the streets of Bay City to Freeland, Frankenmuth, and Hemlock. We roll through Beaverton, Auburn, Pinconning, Essexville, and Shepherd. All the way to Gladwin, Birch Run, Coleman, and Bridgeport. This is your sports station. High school, college, NFL, the Loons. It's all right here. 100.9 The Mitt. Mid-Michigan sports leader.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Michigan needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, it's our two traditions to close out every show here. We do this every single day, and every single day I get closer and closer and closer to just getting rid of the segment altogether because this hasn't been very fun whatsoever.
My favorite segment, Ben. It's actually not, but it's up there.
I hate all of it, actually.
Oh.
No,
okay.
I don't hate all of it, but like, I don't know. I put a lot of pride in myself in like this show, and I try to, put all my effort into every single show. I'm pretty hard on myself about the show. And then this stuff at the end, the lock of the day.
You clearly don't put as much effort into this.
That's not what I was going to say. I'm beating myself up over this, man. This is bad. I'm not typically a bet on baseball person, and I decided, for the people, I'm going to try to give some great picks.
This was your idea. I think that's worth noting.
For lock of the day to close out every show. Yeah, I know. And I think I really wanted to dive into the baseball and give people the right picks, and I feel a lot more confident about when football rolls around and when we were betting on basketball in the summer. But this baseball thing it's killing me, and it's making the all-time record not so great. So go ahead and give an update for the people on everything, because once again, we did not hit our lock of the day yesterday. It was, what was it? I don't even remember. I just know it didn't hit.
It was Tigers over 5.5 runs.
Yes, we thought they'd finally explode.
Yeah,
they did not.
The Pirates did over 5.5 runs pretty early. Before I give the people an update.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Lock it up.
All right, so currently, Ben, you have matched your all-time losing streak, days-wise, of Lock of the Day.
Sounds like it's time to end it.
Yes.
Sounds like it's going to end.
You've tied it 6 days in a row. This is the third time you've done it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, last time you hit one was July 14th, which was a Monday. That was the last Monday's show.
I'd argue this is impressive.
It really is impressive because not only are you 6 days in a row, but prior to the 6 days in a row, you went 6 days in a row before that. So you're 1 for your last 13, I think that would be. 925-1 all-time record picks-wise. Minus 13.88 units all-time down. 0 for 3 this week, obviously, so 3 units down on the week. And we have a new thing added into the spreadsheet today.
New development.
Yes, we'll get to that after your pick for today.
Look, man, back against the wall, I don't really know what to do anymore. I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I just feel lost. So I'm just going to take the Nerfy in the Tigers game today. And when there's inevitably runs scored in the first inning, I guess we'll reevaluate again. I don't know what to say anymore. I really don't. It's not like we're going crazy. I know we had Riley Green home run earlier this week, but it's not like we're like trying to stretch these crazy odds. We had the Riley home run.
We have a few times, but yeah, I mean, a lot of these are in the right around plus 100 range.
We had the Rory thing. Like I feel, I don't know. I don't know how I feel right now.
I think it's maybe too many Tigers bets. Like, I mean, a lot of these have been Tiger related, and they just haven't been playing good. You know, like that.
That's
that
true.
Probably doesn't help.
No, which is why we're just going Nerfy today. They're not going to score any runs, and we hope Reese Olson can get out of the first inning without giving up.
No
any.
run first inning for Tigers Blue Jays would be minus 113. Those are the odds on that. The new development, though,
minus 113 is not great. I typically try to do the plus, but I'm so desperate for a win.
I mean, I would go. If I were you, I would do a minus 300 type bet.
We're not going to do that.
See one go through, and then maybe you can start a streak.
Well,
right?
I did promise the people we'd be back above 500 on August 1st. That seems unlikely at this point, but if we can hit today, tomorrow with odds of minus, and then Monday, Tuesday, we feel even better, then we just go for a home run swing on Wednesday, Thursday. There will be another home run swing at some point to try to get back to that, but we need to hit a few first.
1 week away, by the way, from your promise of getting back to 500 in the month of July.
So I've got 4 shows to try to get back, and then the 5th show to hit a home run to give me something like 8-1 odds, because I can't do a 13-1 home run. That would be incredible if I hit that. But I need to stop the bleeding now.
Of course.
Before I amputate.
The new development, though, in the lock of the day is Brad Tunney, who loves to criticize the lock of the days, to say the least. Definitely thinks that it's a lot easier said than done, which I do too. I don't pick them every day. That's tough for you to do. I understand that. He has actually chosen a lock of the day. And we have made a wager beforehand that if Brad's lock of the day hits and yours does not, then he will pick the lock of the day tomorrow for the people and maybe even do something else. And he also just commented in the YouTube chat, the real lock of the day is the friends we make in the YouTube chat along the way.
Right. No, thanks, Brad.
Yeah. His lock of the day today is honestly kind of similar to yours. Tigers Blue Jays under 8.5 runs at minus 104. So also kind of thinking a low-scoring affair. You're just thinking the first inning there won't be any runs. Brad's going the entire game run line.
He is going to be unbearable if there is 1 run scored in the first inning and then the under actually hits on the day. He is going to be an unbearable human being to be around, and I'm going to have to live with it and be with it the rest of the day.
I hate to say this, man. I hope it happens. It's going to be so funny.
He's going to torment me.
It's going to be so funny. But what if yours hits and his doesn't?
Then he doesn't get to talk.
But you
he doesn't get to crap on
right?
the no.
Exactly. Yes.
No, because he doesn't get because he'll just rebuttal and say, "Well, I'm not 9-25 on the picks." I'll say, "Okay, but
it's a good rebuttal, yeah."
But if I hit today and Brad doesn't, you're not allowed to criticize anymore, Brad. It's tough, okay? Baseball's tough. It's a very random sport over the course of 162.
I will not tailor fade today because, well, there's 2 things going on. So I just kind of want to see what happens. I'm just going to be a viewer today.
No, tailor fade mine.
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
I'm doing
I won't
neither
make you.
today.
I won't make you.
I tailed yesterday in faith that it would come back, and it didn't. I don't want to do either or today. I don't want to root for something. I want to just see what happens in this thing between you and Brad. So I will not tailor fade today. But I'm 7-6-1 all time in the tailor fade.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, so I'm taking the Nerfy in the Tigers game because, God forbid, I'd hit a bet one of these days. All right, that is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, the last thing we do to close out every single show is predict what Colin Cowherd's going to open with. He takes over the airwaves at noon.
And what in the world did he lead with yesterday? I can't even put my hand on this, what it actually was.
I don't actually know what he led with because it was Dodgers, Brewers, something political, something to do with small market versus big market. But then he eventually started talking about how Nick Saban was going to coach Arch Manning in
it was
Cleveland.
Something about like the conspiracies of like small markets are being brought up by these different leagues, and that the big market. I don't know. It was
strange.
It really made no sense. I stopped listening like 2 minutes in because we were wrong and I had other things to do. But the fact he led with baseball, man, over like the Cowboys stuff.
It would have been better
shocker.
if he just went right into
Saban.
I think Nick Saban's coming back and he's going to coach the Browns and Arch Manning. That would have been like, what? Where did you get that from? And my favorite part about that take was he was like, it's the worst kept secret in the South. It's like, clearly we live in the North because this is the first time ever hearing of it,
good.
Colin.
The team that's in the North as well in Cleveland. Very hilarious.
This is the first I had ever heard of that.
Yeah, I have not heard of that. I've heard like not a rumor, but just the speculation of, maybe Saban will return to coaching someday because he's probably not going back to college or whatever. But
why would Saban coach? I think Saban would fail miserably if he went to the NFL. Not to say that he
already has. He's gone to the NFL and failed miserably.
It's it would tarnish the legacy. Like, go just do your game day stuff.
And he's good at that. Like he's good at what he's doing currently.
Yes, just you don't have to get too involved in ruining
greener, you know?
Don't do the urban route. Don't do that.
You are up first today, though. Up 10-6. No picks won this week, and this is a really tough day because he's been leading with goofy stuff, and there isn't a lot of news. So
I'm going with the Justin Fields thing. Bad things are already happening in New York. The Aaron Rodgers effect is lingering, and he's not even there. I'll go with the Justin Fields.
So a pivot on the open because this would have happened.
Happened at 9:30.
I guess it happened. Yeah, you're right. Maybe didn't have the show planned out just yet. Yeah, that's a fair choice.
It's New York. It's a big market. It's Justin Fields is a quarterback everyone's well aware of, obviously. So I think it's, he left with an injury today. Bad things are already happening for this Jets organization that will not win as long as the owners still own the team.
I want to pick, again, the Cowboys stuff because I'm just going to be so mad if it doesn't happen.
It's going to lead eventually.
Right, but also it's like, it's kind of old news. I mean, it's not old news because training camp is going on, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to get out in front of this.
Okay.
The other day when he led with LeBron, it made 0 sense. It was the weirdest lead with LeBron stuff ever. So he's going to do it again today. What? Don't do that.
Oh, my God.
No, you're fooling with me right now.
No, I'm not. Hulk Hogan died. Hulk Hogan's dead.
Right now?
Yeah.
Really?
Because I hopped on, because usually when we do this, the little sneak behind the glass is, or peek behind the curtain is I go see what's trending on Twitter, just like to, see if I'm missing anything. And I was going to pick Jets regardless. People are saying Kirk Cousins to the Jets. But the number one thing is Hulk Hogan, and I was like, what did he do now? He died. Man.
Dang. Live on the Ben Bosscher Show.
That's wild. I'm going to choose to sit out on any sort of comments on how I think about Hulk Hogan because I know he became a pretty controversial person.
Well, he can't
by
be
the end.
controversial anymore.
Nah, he can still be controversial. 71 years old. Yeah, that's pretty wild. I mean, I always knew him more as a professional wrestler than a political person, but I know it got pretty out of hand there at the end. I know guessing Colin's Open just took a pretty big detour, but I that was my natural reaction. I kind of fumbled that.
Does
but
he lead with it though?
I don't think he leads with Hulk Hogan dying, but that's crazy.
That is crazy.
71. Okay, I'm so sorry to distract us from what
You're
we were
good.
doing, but you're guessing.
I'm just gonna guess LeBron stuff. I don't know. It makes no sense, but it made no sense on Monday, and we've done the averages, man. He leads with LeBron/Lakers talk at least twice a week.
Yeah.
He did it on Monday. It's Thursday. There's going to be something tomorrow, I think, newsworthy. So I'm going to steal it today.
If you had the number one pick, would you have gone Justin Fields?
Probably. I still think if he leads with Cowboys, I'm going to be so mad. I almost want to take that over the LeBron stuff again.
I'm not going to let you switch, though, because one time I tried to switch and you wouldn't let me.
Well, that was because you went first, and then it was my turn. But I don't want to switch. It's fine. It's fine, man.
Okay. All right.
That's it. 10-6 the score.
Hey, you know what keeps me alive? Keeps me going?
Keeps you alive.
Well, oxygen, food, those type of things. But
water.
The fact that I am winning at the Guessing Collins Open, that makes me feel a little bit better. It's like a little boost after I get punched in the throat 35 times after our Lock of the Day segment.
True that. Very excited for the development of that.
What, the Brad situation?
Yes. I think this is going to be quite entertaining. Yeah. It's going to be boring if either both of you hit or neither of you hit. Really hope it's one or the other.
I hope there's no runs in the first and then 20 runs get put up the rest of the game. It's
all by the Tigers.
Yeah, that's all by the Tigers. I hope we see the Tigers again today. We haven't seen the Tigers since well before the break. All right, 989-837-6125. Just putting that out there to remind you. You can text into the show every day from 9 to noon. We will be back tomorrow. I pray to God that we're talking about a Detroit Tigers victory, because if we're not, it's going to be another fun show. All right, that was the Ben Bosscher Show. See you guys tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Hope it was worth it. Peace out, Great Lakes Bay region. See you guys later.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building